Did you cry when I found you in the night? Staying up till 5 a.m. Told me you and him were friends. Woke up in a burning home. Blame myself, I should have known. Destined a place, sealed our fate, buried in the catacombs. Setting fire to the life we made. Such a fucking waste of time. Said you love me till my heart decays. Guess my darling changed her mind. And talks my heart online. Too afraid to find that you changed your mind from sleepless nights. Was I part of your design? Push me till I broke alone. No one heard my heart explode. It's a suicide dive, just knew when you die and question everything you know. Setting fire to the life we made. Such a fucking waste of time. Said you love me till my heart decays. Guess my darling changed her mind. And talks my heart online. Darks my heart online.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Boys, midnight and all the updates we've been having on midnight have been kind of cool, huh? I forgot to fix this whole thing, by the way, as you can see. I suck at what I do. I suck at my job, dude. Team ready? Let's get it going, boys. I don't want to waste any time. I want to get into this EU duels as soon as possible. How you doing, by the way, Johnny? Hope you're having a good one. So Saturday, they're going to be doing a panel going over class changes, hero talent changes, the big thing, and about the new Demon Hunter spec. They've given us like a teaser short preview and like looking into it and all the info we have so far. We get a lot of info about what this class is going to be like. I feel like I already like exposed the entire thing already. Maybe I'll be right in parts. Maybe I'll be wrong from the teaser we've seen, but yeah, it looks kind of cool. Apparently it's going to be a lot more range than I thought. It's supposed to be a range melee, but it's going to have like, it's going to be kind of mid-range, but it counts as a melee from what I understand. But it's going to have adaptability to close the gap and really be up in your face. So that's kind of cool. I feel like that you should do that with the outlaw rogues. You know, we have pistols and all that. Like, what if we just went like gunslinger? You know what I mean? How cool would that be? Or we could make a second group. Beautiful. I'm doing amazing. Hope you're too. I'm doing good. I'm just really tired, man. I'm just really tired. We got We got PTR ending very, very soon, unfortunately. So I got very limited time to spend with Legion Remix while trying to get some video stuff worked on, you know what I mean? Seasonal stuff is keeping me really busy between mandatory M+, mandatory delves, and raiding as well. It's also like we've had a slow progression so far in raid tier, which, you know, it sucks. It would be nice if we got to kill the moth boss yesterday. The moth thing is, we're gonna go back to that Monday. I should have died yesterday, dude. Should have died like in the first hour, honestly. We trolled ourselves for an entire 3 hours, and I feels unsatisfying, not gonna lie. Need to do a survival to bring back the throwing axes. Yo, just give him dual wield, dude. Just let him do two-hand or dual wield, and let him do throwing axes. That shit was pretty awesome, honestly. I loved it. Caltrops. Maybe not caltrops, because I felt like it was so annoying managing those caltrops and having to constantly refresh them. I don't want to have a lot of like spinning plates like we had back in Legion for that spec. I just don't want it. But like maybe like a passive caltrops, so like when you use certain abilities, you drop caltrops under you. Like when you're butchery, it drops caltrops. Stuff like that I think would be fine. You know what I mean? I do miss some of those things. It was really cool. We gotta play season 2, 10 if there's any spare time split. Bro, we do have to play season 10. With Chaos Uniques, it does look like fun, actually. It looks like they're nerfing Sork a little with the whole like conjuration builds and Hydra build specifically. I'm probably not gonna play Sork. I'm probably gonna play someone else. I'm thinking between Spiritborn, although I have yet to play Spiritborn. But I'm thinking between Spiritborn right now and Barbarian, because I don't think I've ever done a season of Barbarian on Diablo ever. I've done Sork, I've done Rogue. I think I've done a little bit of a Necro, but I never did a full build for Necro. I did Druid. I remember playing Druid that one season. Guys, I see it. What's up, the big man? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're doing good. Johnny and Rick, let me know when you guys are good to go. But yeah, how you boys all doing? Welcome back, welcome back. Let's get some games started here as soon as we got both teams ready. How are we doing in the LFG groups, man? Whoa, wait, Rick just needs like a few more and like one more and we're good. Hold on, chat. Hold on, we just need one more and we're good, boys. One more and we're good. The main hunger and error rogue OP. Yeah, I don't know. The thing with Diablo is I like Rogue. It's fun, but I feel like I don't play a lot of Diablo, but I like to like complete, like the reason why I chose Sork this season, well, season 9, is because I have not played Sork since like a while ago. I was like, dude, enough time has passed. Time to give Sork a go. You know what I mean? It's so different. It is completely fresh, new in my eyes at least. I was gonna give Rogue a go, but I really should give Barb a try. I have never done a season of Barb. And apparently they can do some wacky giga damage, billions and billions of damage. I've also never done the other build. I just want to try like something I've never played. I don't care how good it is. I just want to play something I've never played. Sword just turned out to be like kind of decent. Like, okay, I want to play someone that's decent, that isn't like C tier, F tier. But like, yeah, I want to play something decent, but yeah, you know what I mean? Hunger build is what OG Diablo 3 pit pushing build was. I haven't played Diablo 3 enough, man. I wouldn't know. Was chase spamming just important in D4? I have not played enough Diablo 3 to even know, honestly. I played like one season with Matukes once, and I have no idea what class I even played. I don't remember. Like, I have not spent that much time with Diablo, unfortunately. I've never been an ARPG guy until, like, really trying to give Diablo 4 a shot. And it was really fun. Like, I got kind of... Like, it was so fun trying to make that sword build and, like, re-rolling my gear and, like, really putting in some real effort. Until I got, like, my neck with 4GA. I mean, I got really lucky on that. But then I also got... Eventually shackles, and then I did got myself enough cooldown reduction where I could just spam blink everywhere. Once I got the build where I could just cover the map with spam blink, and I was like, okay, I've hit my peak. And then I could one-shot every single boss. I don't think I've ever put this much effort into like a Diablo character ever. To like the point where I'm one-shotting tormented bosses solo, and I could just blink everywhere. I've never had that. So I want to like achieve that kind of a peak, but with a class I haven't played at all. We got top 100 duo trial. Like before they took it down forever. It was back in season 5. Yeah, that was weird. I guess nobody. Either we got the like an actual good run, or like no one played it. Like literally nobody. I was gonna say probably because nobody played it at all. Is Rick ready? Because Johnny is ready, but is Rick ready? Привет, как твои дела? Здорово, Веронич. Здорово, друг, как дела? Oh, chat, by the way, if you guys were, if you peeped the rogue guide on the Discord, I did update it. It looks like the weak order that I had linked there, the one that I've been using for, Between the Eyes, at some point got updated, and it broke for people, and it depreciated. I don't update my weak orders ever. So I had an old one that still functions to this day. But a lot of you guys apparently reported that you were having trouble with whatever updates that the old one that was linked there. And that one apparently has not been updated since like 2023. I've had that one for a while though. Yeah, I had to put a new one in because basically it's just iteration on the original, but like some different colorations, that's all. But it functions. So I imported that in, or pasted that in. Get that one. Get the new Between the Eyes. It should work just fine. Like, it looks like it's just taking the original and just updates it. That's what I would do. What's up, Dosperska? How you doing, my guy? Is Rick ready? By KR or all the bones recorder kept telling me to roll, even though I'm at 6 buff and roll everything off. So keep it rolling. Sometimes it will. So that one should be fine. I don't think that should be giving you any issues. So with keep it rolling and roll the bones, when you first, like, let's say you roll 5 buffs, or let's say you build up to 5-6 buffs and you lock in with keep it rolling, it's actually okay to roll the bones after you lock in with. I need to add that in there in the rogue Discord. It's like a little tidbit, I guess. But it's actually perfectly okay to lock in a set of buffs with keep it rolling and then roll, because you won't roll them away. You will lock them in into a separate, almost like a bucket. And when you roll the bones, it'll maybe refresh some of those buffs or add a buff you're missing potentially, but it won't remove any buffs you have locked in with keep it rolling. It's weird, but yeah. Most of the weak order should not be breaking your interaction. It should make you re-roll out of a 5 buff ever. But yeah. And you can roll after you lock in, but it's telling me to roll a second time after that safe roll. It might be the only reason it would do that is if, let's say, your current set of buffs are like very, very low. But like when you have loaded dice and you have like 2 buffs, that's usually perfectly fine to re-roll 2 buffs into 2 buffs because of loaded dice, because of supercharger, because it wants you to utilize supercharger, because it's like the logic is just baked into it with supercharger in mind. It should not, like, if it's doing something weird, I would update it just to double check. But otherwise, if it still continues to do that, let me know if it continues to do some weird stuff, because mine, I updated it at the start of the season and it's not giving me anything like that. And I updated it to like the newest version, right? Because I had my own, like, I previously used to have that version, but I heavily modified it for like different rules, because we were playing with the season 2 build, but it wasn't designed for season 2 like tier set. So I modified it a bunch. But that one is like, the one that's linked, it's not mine. That's just the bare bones, whoever made it as the original rules without season 2 tiers set in mind. And 4 is just fine for season 3. Yeah. Next time I'll update it. I wouldn't change this with sex pack. Yeah, I would just go and update them just in case. If it's not updated, there's a good chance that it's kind of maybe bugging out. Ready? Beautiful. Alrighty, boys, we got ourselves duels. Match. Johnny Boy and Rick Meister. The Grand. We got first duels of the night, boys, over in the EU. Give me a good show, boys. NA has been, unfortunately, blowing the EU out of the water when it comes to their games, dude. They got some clutch games, huge bursts, giga damage, and actually super, super fun to watch, dude. Everybody's doing some weird, crazy cool stuff over on the team NA. Can EU compete? So far, EU has not been able to. At all. Like Layson with the one-shots of the hammer, the damage that Chills could do on the Death Knight. I'm sorry, EU. I'm not here to talk trash, but you guys have not done the same performance that NA has. Dude, it's like EU is playing like, it's like slow and steady wins the race kind of games. And then NA is just like Jackrabbit. Your burst is just zooming right to people's health bars. It is wild. Plus the Outlaw Rogue burst and then the little cheap shot back and forth between the Outlaw and Sub. It's also been really, really cool. Plus, I don't even know what Trickster's doing on that assassination. We got rogues in the EU. A lot of you guys play assassination. And the Trickster pops in over on the NA. 2 globals and somebody dies. His subterfuge hasn't even ran out and somebody's already dead. Like, the dude is doing some God's work out there for the rogue community. You know what I mean? Got ourselves his first up. Rest in Hell gonna be first up. Immediate sap by Nasmurshka. Does not even give the man a moment to even barely walk out of the gates here. Cheap shot into secret technique. Reset. Vanish was used for Nasmurshka. I'm not sure if you use it to try to reset or if you use it for like a second cheap shot or anything, but it's going to be an out with a gouge. Rest in Hell, try to see if you catch up to him. What is this green glow that he's got going on? Is that like the necro? It's like the necrolord when you pick up the soul glow, right? Is that just like a glyph or something? It's got to be a flagellation. Gonna be up in the air. Vanish bomb by the rogue. Guess this is the demon that are flying up into the sky. Still holding on to a trinket, so he's doing A-OK. Nasmurshka potentially could be found if you have yourself spectral. He does have spectral. Retreating behind the pillar in case the rogue was going to chase him. Sap can still come out. It does come through. Nasmurshka catch the quick CC. Does he have the damage them? Building up some resources. Hold on a second. This could be a big coup de grace. Go. The demon hunter could potentially be in trouble. Son Nasmurshka. He has a trinket in case he needs to. Trinket blind. I think at this point there's nothing this rogue can do. There's nothing to... the game is in rogue's hands, basically. The game is in rogue's hands. The rest of it walk up to cleave somebody down. Did you rip a soul out of somebody's body over on this team? I think it might have. Actually. I think it's cheesing out a little bit of health. But now that he doesn't have a trinket, catches up Nasmurshka. Quick Imprison into a stun, kind of lagging all over the place, but does get himself a proper go I-beam into a bit of a backflip in case it's going to be a stun out of the rogue. You into a stun right after. Cheap shot locked in by the rogue. Barely any health, but he should have just enough. Into a potentially coup de grace. This someone to Rest in Hell. Got himself a little bit of damage. Hunt to tackle the rogue down. Rushing past him, but goes for a vanish with a little bit of health. Got himself recovery. That's going to be Sigil of Fire. Smoke bomb for a second. Yo, I don't know how this rogue can... Unless you make a mistake as a rogue right now, there's no way to lose. No, wait, Rest in Hell. That cheap shot. DR'd super heavily into a backflip as the hunt comes through for Rest in Hell. That's not a lot of health available. Got him some darkness. That should help out a lot. Got to stand on that darkness. It's only a chill. Massive damage turning run onto Elo, however. Elo dropping out darkness of their own with an Abyssal Gaze right after. Flying up in air. Rest in Hell recovered all that health and he's got big damage. Shadow Meld at the last of Lance. What is this? Hold on a second. Rest in Hell apparently got some burst. I felt like as the rogue, he was like not really able to get a lockdown because the rogue got a lot of damage. Like a lot of damage. But now against Elo, he's just walking in and just dominating. Backing away from the blade dance. Actually avoiding the damage. Gonna be Sigil of Fears flying everywhere. That's gonna be Elo flying up in air. Does Rest in Hell. Does not have a meld of his own, but does catch line of sight last second. So he's able to at least recover a little bit behind the pillar. With the Sigil of Fury, Elo backs up out of the immediately instant I-beam. That's an opportunity for them to make some big fell eruptions happen, but unable to catch up to Rest in Hell whatsoever, unfortunately. Does rush after Elo. Quick stun, I-beam. This may be, I think, the end here for Elo. Big blade dance. Does get a dance of their own. Glaze are in prison for a second. And one more cleave. Does go for imprison. Elo, no health at all. I don't know how you recover. It just fell rushes right into him, or fell blades right into him. Rick instantly going to be up next, trying to see if he can reverse into a big hunt into Rick. But it looks like it's not going to be happening. Hey, we fear out for Rick, though. So he doesn't play Mortal Coil, but Fear is going to be DR'd. That is all the demons in the world. You do have imprison or immunity. You can meld these. You can meld the pets too. You can try to meld them. I don't know if it was really worth it. Potentially, if you can cleave down the pets too, that could be a lot of leech healing. And Rick is just going to fly out of there with a Hunter reconnect. Does to reflect. I don't think he can reflect a Hunter or anything though. Glaives are being sent in. Axos on the Rest in Hell. He does have meta. Does have the glaive. But I think Rick is just going to drop meteors down on the man's head. Ham Joe up next. Try to see if he can go for that final wreck onto Rick. It's trying to see if he can back up out of there. Playing adaptation, by the way. Rick playing adaptation is weird, but that's going to mean every single Hodge out of the Paladin is going to break out of it insta. That is going to be interesting. I am actually really want to see how this is going to work out. Slowed Hamdro down to smithereens. Man is an absolute crawl. Can't do anything. It's going to be looking to potentially bubble, lay on hands, but locked down with yet more slow striking right after, trying to see if he gets some damage on Rick. But he's still taking so much damage behind the pillar. So much damage. Ham Joe is just not doing that good right now. Is Rick playing Diabolist or is he Soul Harvester build? Oh, he's Diabolist. See those eyeballs? That's Diabolist. Every time he summons a Pit Lord, Shavara, or Overlord, those eyeballs fly at Ham Joe. And it'll do instantaneous damage. So whenever he procs a pet, right here maybe, yep, the eyeballs flying in, they do a lot of damage. Ham Joe does go down without a bubble. You always gotta make sure you got a bubble loaded up in your back. Actually, he used the bubble already. Never mind. Thick Bolt's gonna be up next as a Affliction Warlock this time around. I like that Legion enchant, by the way. That thing looked good. Mortal onto Rick, but he's nowhere near line of sight. Thick Bolts does need to get line of sight in order to get some damage onto Rick. Does go for a kick. Quick shot of bolts. Do you know how to have a pet? No, he doesn't have a pet. It looks like he does pet sacrifice. Dark Pact in order just to live the damage. Does go for the Dark Layer either way. I don't know if he got the most amount of dot damage into Rick for Dark Layer. I don't know if he's got UA or anything like that on him. I don't think he does. Does have a trinket. Fear right after. It's going to be Thick Bolts. Break it out of it as soon as possible. But yet another Fear hits him. Reflect onto Rick short. Trying to get some Hunt damage. Rick taking a lot of damage from the Hunt though. Shadow Bolts with the Demonic Soul doing a lot. But there goes the Shavara. There goes the Mad Burst damage. The eyeballs. Oh my god, the balls of eyes. Those eyes, dude, are doing work for you. Eyes are doing all of the work. Angie gonna be up next. Rick backing up out of there. Still holding on to adaptation. Brocking out of that adaptation. Angie taking loads of damage from all those pets. Once you ramp up all the Zemas, that momentum sticks on you. It's gonna go for immunity to magic damage. That's gonna be great for the Pit Lord and the eyeballs. Looks like Rick got quite a lot of damage. Bossius, how you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one in the chat, man. Angie is gonna have to get an angle here in order to catch up with Rick. Does go for a fear. Trinket to follow. Do you have ASUS? Reflect in case there's a Hodge. And Angie, as long as you don't go for a Hodge Reflect, then will be just fine. Rick does have adaptation though, down still for 30 more seconds. But him running adaptation, by the way, is wild. ASUS around the pillar with the pets. Notice he wants to get a bubble out of Angie. Does get a bubble. Angie will not be able to lay in hands or anything. If you're gonna have yourself any kind of a go versus Rick, that would be the time to do it. Try to see if you can make that damage happen. Even down to use the Draina Racial. However, Angie just surrounded by demons. Soul ripped out of the body, knocked back for a second, and nothing they can do. With Rick getting yoinked in by Leo. Try to see if you can take down the Warlock real quick, real fast. Dropping that Death and Decays. Rick is gonna bail out of there completely. He's got himself loads of pets over there attacking Leo. Does get gripped out in the open. Stun lock. There's nothing he can do. Full breath locking him down. Can Leo bring him back for the team? It's got Saya to get through and Goaris of the Shadow Priest. And Leo just used some offensive cooldowns to take down Rick. I don't know if he'll have it here or not though. Well, let's see. It looks like Saya's trying to give him a bit of the honorable duel. Give him at least a chance to recover some health. Gorgeous looking mount, by the way. Oh, by the way, they're adding like a bunch of variations of this mount in Legion Remix. So basically, this has got like the whole red original Charisma model. There's got like a blue one. I think there's like a ivory one. Some other color too. I don't even remember. But they got a bunch of versions of it. Looks good. Looks good. Makes me want to play Legion Remix again. Dude, I've been playing the hard version of Legion Remix, like the heroic tier open world. Bro, I already got my Demon Hunter in like a god mode. I can die. I can pull like giga mobs and just never die. It is so good. And I saw a Death Knight, Blood DK, max level, 100 million health. So like, my Demon Hunter is already pretty broken, but apparently like, dudes out there running around with 100 million health at max level. Fully leveled up weapons, or I don't even know if you can fully level up. I don't think there's a cap on the weapons, but like juiced up weapons, 100 million health. It is wild, dude. It is wild. It's gonna be Wraith Walker for Leo. Blind on Josiah. Does not want to mess around with the Paladin while he's got wings. And I also noticed, oh wait, never mind. I was thinking I didn't see a Dawn Light from Saya, but no, there's a Dawn Light. Definitely is a Dawn Light. Dawn Light onto Leo. Try to see if he can make the breath work. Saya with a full magic immunity. Unfortunately, there's a lot of that breath action. Breath damage is just going to be out of the window for Leo. He's still staying on top of Saya as best as possible. As soon as Blessing of Spell Word falls off, I think he's trying to see if he can turn the damage around. Ryder's also doing a decent bit of that physical damage to Saya too, whenever he has them all up and running. But unfortunately, Leo, unless you can get yourself some cooldowns right now, unless you get some procs right now, actually. Unless you can do that, Saya won't really be pressured. IBF out for Leo. Saya may be looking for a bubble. Leo in hands right after it. He's saving bubble for later. He's just waiting, man. He's just waiting. When Leo tried to see if he can get himself an angle, drop it down the dome for a second, start onto Saya. Is it going to be enough here? Try to get himself a bit of that cleave action for the damage. Saya, not in an amazing spot, but he's doing kind of okay. Bubble's still available. Leo has AMS, I'm pretty sure, right? If he has AMS, he's going to be just fine. Does go for the bubble. Leo, if you have AMS right now, death pack. AMS? He needs AMS right here or he dies. Oh, no. I thought he had AMS. Never mind. With Rick taking up 4. Okay, Rick, I see ya. Eyeball build demonology apparently could do a bunch of damage, dude. Killing him with the... Dude, he's staring daggers at people, but in the most literal way possible. And instead of daggers, however, that are shooting out of his eyeballs, it's literally demonic eyeballs that are laced with C4. They literally do a ton of damage. Apparently. Let's get another go, boys. What's funny is those eyeballs were kind of like really broken for PvE, and I thought, they're gonna be probably okay for PvP, right? But that's amazing. Looks like amazing. Looks like they're amazing. Looks like it's a lot of damage. Where are we in our duels? 9:17. I'm gonna need to reset that at some point, dude. 100% I'm gonna need to reset that at some point. All right, Rick and Leo, let me know when both boys are ready. We'll set it up. These guys are ready. 320. Beautiful. Yeah. It's ready. Ready up. We'll send you guys into. Let's do a Tolva run. Let's do an early Tolva run. I can't find. I can't even touch Rick. He's a god, bro. Rick is real good. He's a really good warlock. If you don't win against a Rick, the warlock, man, Rick Meister is. I mean, he's really good. He's really good. Demon Warlock with that power makes your minions put dots up. Sounds really cool. Demon Warlock with that power that makes you... Oh, yeah. That's going to be really good. Yeah, I actually gotten that one. That power up in Legion Remix. And that one actually was, as long as enemies felt touched, this other power up of Arcane is 100% crit chance on it. So I actually was originally going to play my Demon Hunter with Fel and summon up a demon, but I actually switched over to the Arcane and I got this disc of Norgon on that I like sent out, and it's like a frisbee. It comes back, and if I catch it, it sends out again. I'm like Draven with axes. As long as I catch him, I send more out. It is really good. It hits really hard. So, and it's every minute, so it lines up pretty well with meta. So I can like use meta with haste, all that buffs and everything. But it's really strong. I like it a lot. The demon guy, by the way, is also really hard hitting too. Actually very good. Switch. Got ourselves a switcheroo a little bit on the team, but Saya gonna be first up on that team versus Ham Joe, the Red Paladina. Question is it double dawn light pally? Is it both double dawn light paladinos? Gonna be a blind onto Ham Joe. Saya catching him with a quick stun. Hamjo could potential trinket. Does go for the trinket. Gums up big hammer. Hold on. So Hamjo is the big hammer build. Saya, I don't know if you expect it or not. Shield Divinance up immediately. He's going to go for a trinket instantly. I don't think he wants Hamjo to get any kind of resets on the hammer. Does he get the tier set? Does he have the double hammer thing? Lay on hands for Hamjo. Saya may potentially be looking at a lay on hands of his own. That or a spell warden. He's not getting real low. Does go for a spell warden. Hamjo might be in a situation where he'd be looking at a bubble, possibly. He's gonna go for a bubble here. Big hammer onto Saya. Saya may potentially be looking at a bubble of his own. If Hamjo could get himself some huge damage, does go for the bubble. Hamjo just needs survivability. Everything to live. Does he have enough right now? He won't be able to lay in hands for a sec. Actually, he doesn't even have lay on hands, but Saya does end up taking him down with continuous back-to-back dawn light hits. With Thick Bolt's going to be up next as an affliction. The thing about the Paladin though, I don't even know if the guy has the double tier, has the tier set for the double hammer. But if Hamjo does have the hammer build, I guess he just didn't get a crit. Like we saw Lace doing it, eh? Gonna be more to call Sender Saya does go for immediate trinket. No, best like busting a saint, so he actually reduces that heavily. Thick Bolts does go for full dots on the Saya. Actually, hold on a second. That's gonna be Dark Layer. Full dots are in. Hold on. Actually, Yue is in. I don't know if he wasn't able to get his whole Soul Harvester dot, unfortunately. Not Soul Harvester dot. What's it called? Soul. Chat, help me out. Chick, help me out. What is it called? The big Night Fade dot. That's not a Night Fade dot anymore. I forget. Shield Divinance up for Saya. Just trying to see if he can rest away the dots a little while he's shielded up. Haunt is up. There's going to be some big bolts out of Thick Bolts. Full spell warden. Got himself a bit of the reflect in case there's a hot meet him. Thick Bolt still gonna take a lot of the downlight damage, unfortunately. Still got a wall in case he needs to. Pally versus Pally is insane. But yeah, Pally versus Pally is some nutty work, honestly. UA, all the dots are in. Saya in the fear. Soul Rod, there it is. Soul Rod, that's what it is. I forgot, unfortunately. Malefic Rapture while wall is up. Blind out of Saya. Is the guy gonna lift this? I think it's a bit too much dot damage for the man. I think it's just over for him. Yeah. Unfortunately, Saya does go down. The Paladin is not immune to diseases from a Warlock. Well, not literal diseases, but dots. Soul Rot, thank you. Yeah. There's a bit of a delay. Slight delay. But Soul Rot. I don't know why I forgot it. I think it's because I haven't played Affliction in a second. Goer's full Fear into Thick. Are you Orc? I was gonna say, are you Magar? Void Torrent. But he's not playing the Void Torrent build. Hold on. Are you not the Rift build? You are the Arkham build, or are you not? Goer's is the Arkham build. But looks like Shadow Bolts from Thick Bolts are doing a lot more damage than Goer's was trying to do. Hold on a second. Got him some flash shields. Drain left out of Thick Bolts. Try to see if he can reverse out of here. That's going to be a big gateway to get over with the Malefic Raptors from a distance. He doesn't necessarily need to be like super close to Goer's and Malefic Raptors. As long as he has line of sight, those Raptors will still connect. They don't really have a range to them, not necessarily. Does go for a quick interrupt. Bolts is still continuing to fly. And as long as Thick Bolts can get those procs of Shadow Bolts, he'll do a lot of damage to Goer's. He's got a great mix of sustain damage. Rift was not going to connect, unfortunately, but it's got a good mix of sustain damage as well as burst damage with those procs of Shadow Bolts too. It is really, really good. Goer's does get himself a big volley. Dark backed up for Thick Bolts. Is going to go for a Dark Glare. I do wonder if UA and all those other dots wore up on Goer's when Dark Glare were summoned, because you do get to extend those dots, but you have the full roster of dots there. Dark Ascension, that's how you know Goer's is going to want to get in there to do some damage. Fade, but doesn't get to fade the Mortal Coil of Fear right after Soul Rot. All the dots are in. Thick Bolt's got the most amount of burst damage. Goer's trying to see if he can close that gap. Fear is available very, very soon. But Thick Bolt's just trying to see if he can back up out of there. Let the dots do the work. Shadow Bolts from behind the pillar. Stunned, does have a trinket for it. Looking to get him some CC into a Fear right after. Goer's got himself another Dark Ascension. Does he have the burst though? Void Torrent is available. He's going to have some big proc to follow. Reflect up for Thick Bolts with a hunt. Does get silenced. Big volley. And both the Priest and the Warlock are just exchanging blows. Quick Fear. Massive hunt devours a huge portion of Goer's health bar. Shadow Bolt does connect, doing a ton here. Thick Bolt just sees a little bit of damage. Does get himself a reflect interrupt just for a second. Goer's is barely hanging in by that VE. Barely hanging in by VE. But it looks like the Warlock does end up extinguishing his soul at the end of the day, with Rick gonna be up next. Still playing Adaptation, which is super unusual, but he is playing Adaptation. Weird. Got himself Reflect, stun onto Thick Bolts. Thick Bolts trying to get some UAs, but Warlock Healthstone is at least available in the back pocket. He's got one. He does have some defenses coming back in little by little, but unless he can go for like Drain, I honestly think just doing for Soul Rot on those pets just to recover health may not be the worst move, because those pets can be stacked up together and Soul Rot is just gonna leech health off of him passively. Soul Rot on the pets may not be the worst move. May not be the worst move, but nah, he does not commit it. I know you normally want to put Soul Rot on the guy you're trying to kill, but like any kind of healing when you have no health, Soul Rot on all these pets, and it's just gonna like melt them, but also gonna heal you a ton. Siona gonna be up next though, as yet another Shadow Priest over for the team one, chasing after Rick. However, Rick is actually a little bit more mobile than a Shadow Priest. Normally Warlock's a priest. Like when it comes to just like, you know, traveling from A to B, they're both kind of slow. However, Warlock supports and gates, and him being a Drakthir does give him that glide ability too, so he can actually gain a little bit extra movement speed than a normal walk speed. So he's like slightly ahead of Siona, just enough to stay away from him, just enough to get a full Chaos Mother barreling down at him the entire time, and Rick is able just to avoid Siona for the most part. The pets, however, do your pets die? Oh no, they got feared. Main pet got feared, but now he's got a whole army of them. With a Tyrant, everything available, stun around the corner. Siona may be looking for a Disperse here, potentially. Does get hit with a Fear. I think it might be a Disperse situation. I tried not to use Disperse immediately. Well needed here, but instead, before they can even press it, Overlord comes in out of nowhere. A big axe hit right from overhead, taking down the Shadow Priest down to size, with Wrestling Hell trying to see if he can close the gap. Trying to see if he can get himself a bit of that payback from the last game. Rick boarding out with the Gloomhound available. Gateway immediately. Haunt still connects either way, though. I don't think Reflect can reflect the Haunt back at him, can it? The rest of the health got himself with a lot of damage. Fear out for Rick. Got himself a little bit of health. Wall still available in case he needs to. Maybe looking for a wall here. He got himself more pets joining in. Rest in hell up in air. Rick, unless you can find some cover, I think you're going to line the lances. Oh, no, the lances. Oh, as soon he caught him without mobility, dude. And there's nothing you can do unless you can port. But that's on cooldown. Unless you can gate, that's on cooldown. Just lance dude down. Rest in hell walking out into Eloise, however, imprisoned immediately. Rest in hell walking into this duel, however, with not a lot of health to work with. Maybe looking at potentially using defenses versus Elo, especially since the metamorphosis full damage does go for immune. Does go for immune and may need to go for a full darkness. Elo up in the air trying to get some freebie damage on him. Does get at least one lance in there. Rest in hell trades the glaive toss. Can empower your next few abilities. Maybe there's going to be a metamorphosis angle with a big soul cleave. Not soul cleave. Essence break. Probably going to have to break essence break here. Elo taking a load of damage though in that burst. Sigil of Fear for a second. Going to be Elo's. Got himself a lot of damage. Darkness down for Elo. That's going to be Rest in hell backing up out of there while Blur is active. Try to see if he can get some damage onto Elo. Ripping away as many soul fragments from Elo as possible to catch him some healing. And look at that glaive. Looks like it left him kind of a dot into a stun. Yeah, taking him out. Good glaive toss. However, you're stuck now out in the open without a trinket, without a paddle, and with a sub-rogue right in your heels the entire time. You do have Spectral Sight, as well as eyeballs on the other side of the arena, so maybe you can catch the rogue. You're just gonna deny the rogue any kind of a big go. That's all you can do. Maybe pre-darkness one of the rogues goes, but also you could disengage or ritual treat a stun. Getting a stun on rogue early on, especially now that the trinket is huge. Backing away immediately, flying up in the air, not letting the rogue have any damage, especially through the blades, is diabolical, and your trinket is back up and available. If you can meld a stun from the rogue, Rest in hell potentially could bring this duel back for his team. Sap from what feels like a mile away by the rogue is going to be potential trinket. Does go for the trinket. Full stun lock is available onto the Spershka. Going for a Sigil of Fear. Control into a hunt right after it. Blind by the rogue. Still taking a lot of damage though. But now the rogue is under control, or potentially could be under the control of the demon hunter. The glaive toss does connect. Metamorphosis around the corner, reaping up to the rogue. That's going to be gouged for a second for the Smershka. It's an opportunity to land a stun. An opportunity to land a stun or get stunned yourself. Darkness is to come out for Rest in hell. Does back up out of it to make sure he can dodge any kind of stuns. More Sigil. Oh, and the eye beam at the end. Woo! Yo, Rest in hell is super fun to watch, man. Thickbone's got a lot of damage out of that match, but Rest in hell, dude. I can't believe he was able to get this lance kill. A lance kill onto Rick, man. There ain't no way he flew up in the air knowing that, okay, Rick is out of mobility. I'm going to have the most amount of damage with this guy. There ain't no way, dude. I think he was just trying to dodge a CC, and then just turned out that Rick has no outs at all. That was perfect. Actually perfect. Also, I'm stuck on a loading screen, chat. I don't know what's happening. I might be getting DC'd. Blizzard. Maybe that's why Blizzard shut down EU servers a couple of times. Maybe something's going on. You guys are random. How's it going? What's up, sub dude? How you doing, man? Join the duels. I've got a spot. Yeah, man. We're doing them today over on the EU. Tomorrow we're going to be doing them on NA. If you want to join the groups, they're going to be listed up in LFG. Let me go and post how to join duels. I have this little copy pasta for the chat. I try to paste it every single stream. I do forget sometimes though. But this is how you can join duels. Disc 4 set is crazy, man. Doing 1.2 mil overall and plus 10 with a Void Weaver. Yeah, because you can get yourself a Giga Mind Blast and a really big Rift. Especially since every single one of those mites is a Void Blast. Yeah, it's like peak, man. It's peak. Imagine if I hammer crit 5 mil at the end, would have been insane. Yeah, because you can get a 5 mil hammer into a second hammer that's I think also same 100% power. So you can go for like a 5 milli into 5 milli, and then it's like a one shot. Especially if you like final wreck everything, hammer, justice, lock him down, everything. There's the chat. I am in a loading screen. I don't know what's going on. Rick and Johnny, let me know when you guys are ready. Looks like Johnny's ready. It looks like Rick. Group, we keep same team for now. I'm in loading screen. I'm gonna need to shut down WoW. Nice. That's awesome. The demon spec gonna be warlock from MOP? Basically, it sounds like a demonology warlock from MOP. That's the question is metamorphosis gonna have a cooldown, or is it gonna be like no cooldown? But you can have like, but if you want to have any meaningful duration, you really have to get some resources for it. It sounds like maybe it'll be very similar to demonology warlock or Shadow Priest of Legion, right? You can technically go into void form anytime you want to, but you need to make sure you have resources to extend it, right? But you don't really, not necessarily have a cooldown. You know, it's the cooldown is how fast can you build up that insanity, right, to max, and then keep building to extend it, you know. So technically there is like a cooldown, but not a really cooldown. Technically you can just go into it anytime you want to. We'll have a better idea Saturday. It looks like they'll be doing a panel on it Saturday. I don't know if they're going to be streaming it. If they are, I actually might stream the panel as well, chat, which is tomorrow. The stream? Yeah. I just wanted to make sure to write you just in case. Then yeah. Chat, I might need to relog. Yeah, I might need to relog. Either what you're 1 with 7% of your healing, just raw atonements, really fun to see. Is that what they're playing right now though? Is atonement build the meta build right now for disc? Let me see. Looks like disc slumped down a bit. Rest of Shaman looking really good. I think melee comps are really good. No, it looks like most of them are still Archon. Yeah, if you're looking to push at all, Archon seems to be the better spec. Hold on, there is a 17 being done as a Void Weaver. Maybe you do end up playing Void Weaver for really like high key pushes. Like to really push. Actually, the healing is about the same because Archon is about 21,000 HPS while the Void Weaver is 2,000 HPS. But the damage difference is massive. Hold on a second, chat. Maybe Void Weaver is the play because look, number 1 build plus 16, 21,000 or 2,100 HPS, but Void Weaver is 2,000 HPS. So very, very close numbers. Damage difference is wildly different. 1.3 mil versus only 400k. Maybe Archon is gonna be going. Maybe Archon is gonna be the safe pick, but we might end up playing Void Weaver. Rank 1 is playing Void Weaver. I wonder if it's because like they need damage or what kind of comp are they playing? Is it with a prop pally? Because I feel like this prop pally is kind of like a good combo. Because this does not bring a kick, but prop pally basically makes up for it. Actually, I could probably see it on Radar Yo, can't I? Alrighty, my game is all kinds of bug chat, so I'm gonna close it and open it back up. Because I am just stuck in a DC loop. So let me pop back on in a second. We'll also get to see what they're playing. Yeah, dude, it looks like a melee comps with a Resto Shaman is looking real good. Melee comp with the Resto Shaman looks incredibly good, dude. Incredibly good. Wait, is Toxie, is Nasa toxic or no? Or maybe? Maybe. Hard to tell. Let me see. Mad Masman, is that the guy that's playing Priest? Oh yeah, he's a Void Elf Void Weaver. Actually so cool thematically. What's his comp? Oh, he's with Chug? He's playing like a melee cleave with a Red Paladin. Huh. I was thinking it was gonna be like a prop pally kind of a combo, but apparently not. Not like a full melee cleave, but a red pally, I guess, for that extra utility. Weird. Okay. Oh, what the hell is happening? EU, what is happening? Chat, I've had this bug 10 minutes ago. It takes ages to get unstuck. Chat, is this what you guys have been dealing with on EU? Because Jake said you guys' servers have been going down a lot. Yeah. Okay, we're back. Invite spectator match. Rick, Meister, and Johnny Boy. We get to get you guys in here as soon as possible. Then we're done with this. I messed up the name Johnny. Okay. There we go. Now we're good. Now we're done with this? Really? Okay. Weird. But Fra, you have, right? Yeah, I have never seen this on NA, only on EU so far. I've never had this bug out on me like this. That's weird. That's weird. Doing a BOE farm right now. Cool. I noticed that in Raid, are we guys getting mythic BOEs? Because the mythic BOEs you've got, or mythic BOPs is all we've gotten in Raid so far. We haven't gotten BOEs yet. We've gotten BOPs. Is that normal? Like, it's something we could trade within our Raid, but we can't list on the auction house or anything. I guess I could also find out by looking at the actual auction house too, right? Wargame request has been sent, so we are waiting for Rick and Leo to respond. Let me see. Are BOEs getting listed? From Mythic? Looks like Hero. 701. Yeah, it looks like all of them are Hero for now. So Mythic BOE is like not BOE at the moment. They're just like Mythic probably can't sell for the 6 week thing. Oh, okay. Cool. Recune. Alrighty. What do instead of hook point, because it looks like hook point broke. Rook? Send you guys into another arena. Yeah, I gotcha. Doing a quick recune. Some suck normal heroic selling. Heroic items can still make it quite a decent bit of gold. Overall though. Right? Heroics can still make you quite a decent bit of gold. Wait. So I don't, like, if I'm left clicking, I have sticky targeting on. Are these things marked as like NPCs? The signs? It's like the game is trying to target them, but they don't have like a health bar. See how like clicking. When I click nothing, it doesn't like remove the, you know, the uniframe. But when I click this, it removes the frame. Is that how these things are coded? Are they coded like an NPC? They have the outline like an NPC does. Has this always been a thing? I don't think I've ever noticed that. That's always been a thing. I've never noticed it. Is it working? Acrudas for Rook. Okay, let's try. I don't know what arena we could also do. Never mind. Rick is offline. Okay, I think that's what's happening. I think it queued, but I think Rick going offline is what killed it. Nope. Yeah, no, I'm trying to requeue as soon as Rick comes back. Yeah, I meant like the normal heroic right now. They're selling for 1.3 mil. The rings are selling for 1.3. Oh, rings? Okay. Not because it was bugged. Okay, I'll try hook again. Try to go back to Borallo's hook arena. See if it's working. That rings are selling for 1 point. I guess depending on the stats, right? Mastery. That's pretty good, I guess. In queue, but nothing's popping. Okay, we'll try a different one. We'll try Lordaeron. I'll just keep trying all arenas until it works. Yeah. Oh, actually, are you in LFG queue? Maybe not. Okay, I was thinking maybe somebody is still in LFG queue. Same. Okay. It's not popping up for. It says its request is being sent, but it's not actually like listing. Dalaran sewers maybe. Yeah, something broke. No one's arena or something. Hope no one is in arena or something. Yeah, so it's sending me a request, but it's not actually going to like the eyeball. So you guys are not like somebody's not accepting the queue. I think. But I could be wrong. We'll just give it a second. But maybe at some point it'll work. But yeah, it's bugging. Something is happening. Maybe it's because of my DC. Who knows, honestly. Let's regroup. I don't think regrouping is necessary for this. I mean, if you want to regroup, you can to switch up teams. But regrouping wouldn't. I don't think it would fix this. Yeah, somebody on the team gotta accept the queue. It's usually what it is. It's usually somebody not accepting the queue. Or somebody is like offline. That also could be a thing too. Because maybe they just offline the king queue. Try to queue again. Okay, I'll try to queue for like an arena we haven't queued for. Because look, now it said Wargame request sent. Now I need both of you to accept it, and it should show up as an eyeball in the bottom right here. If it's not showing up on an eyeball as the bottom right, that means somebody didn't accept. So both Rick and Johnny needs to accept the queue. Hopefully. Can only queue for 3, it says now. Can only queue for 3. Okay, so Tiger's Peak actually did get accepted. Tiger's Peak went through. There it is. Can only queue for 3. What does that mean? I'm not sure, but at least it proc Tiger's queue or Tiger's Peak. Hook point, ruins, sewers are in queue right now. Can queue another. Oh, DQ from them all. Okay, yeah, just DQ from them. Just right click and leave queue. Yeah, just go to this. Do this. Go to the thing and just right click and remove queue. Oh man, yeah, that I couldn't read that. Брат, спасибо тебя за стримы, дуэльный 5 на 5. Пью пиво за тебя, друг. Yo, thank you so much, Anonymous. Whoever that is, homie, appreciate you. To translate his message, bro, thank you for the dual streams, man. Thank you for the 5v5 dual streams. Downing a beer for you, my man. Somewhere along those lines. Yo, appreciate you, my guy. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you. It says Anonymous. I don't know who to shout out, but appreciate you, my man. Appreciate you. Done. Okay. I'm gonna try to see if I can go again. Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can do... Let's try hook point again. See what happens. Leave all queues. There we go. Hook point. There it is. Yeah. Or... Are you guys in? I'm not in. We got one. I'm not in, bro. I am not in. Siona here. What's up, Angie? How you doing, fam? How you doing, Siona? Hope you're having a good one. Are you guys in? I'm not in. We're in though. Bounce out. I'm not in. Yeah. Leave the game. I'm not in, lol. I'm gonna relog again. I am not the... Yeah, I'm not in though, dude. Yeah, I'm not in, unfortunately. Let me relog. I am not sure what's happening, boys. They dueling, bro. They dueling. I can't even log out. Hello? Huh? Why did it just give me like a thing in the middle of my screen that said hook point? Blizzard, what are you guys doing? EU, is this normal? I've never had this experience. I've never had this weirdness going on. Gal cast a skill. Oh, yeah, I'm like DC'd, aren't I? Yeah, I mean, my mess is gonna go this high, but yeah, casting the skill, it does nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Delete chase map and relog. What's it? What the hell is a chase map? I don't know what a chase map is, but I'll just try to log it off. Log it back in. Let's see if that happens. I'll log out, let it completely, like, give it a second to process that I'm offline. And I'll log back in. And it'll all be good. Check net speed. I don't think it's my internet. Otherwise, the whole stream would be lagging, chat. If it was my internet issue, if it was an internet issue, my whole OBS, you guys would be seeing like pixels and stuttery footage. It would be the entire internet gone. This is like something that's in EU WoW. I don't know what is happening. I've never had this happen in NA or even on PTR. And PTR is all kinds of buggy. Net speed is fine. No. It's about ping with EU. No, ping is not, I don't think it's a ping issue either. I mean, maybe it's like Argent Dawn or something potentially, right? Because that's where all my EU characters are on. Yeah, but like it's doing this, and that means someone with EU servers is not up to snuff. This should not be happening. This means this is a Blizzard thing. Those for EU, come on, dude. We'll give it a second. We'll get them up and running. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, you sweet cheeks, man. We'll get them up and running in a second. We'll figure it out together, chat. How does that sound? Oh, the dirty AD are peers locked in. Argent Dawn? Maybe. Maybe. Do I just need to make like a trial character on a random ass server on EU then? Is that a thing I gotta do? I can't even click realms. I'm just stuck in this retrieving character list. I've never had this happen on NA or PTR, man. Hope all Blizz to fix. Bro, reaching Blizz nowadays is impossible, dude. Nowadays it's impossible. It's actually kind of wild. Too many automated messages, dude. You don't really get a GM anymore. Like the good old days, dude. Like the good old days. Maybe WoW has an update you need to do it to fix it. Maybe. I could try that. Okay, I'm gonna give it a second. Let the game process all that. Right? Maybe. Very possible. There's an update for Overwatch. I don't think that has to do with WoW. But actually, I'll take you guys with me. Yeah, take you guys with me. So it's actually still things that WoW is on in the background. At least Shadowplay thinks WoW is still on in the background. Actually, I wonder if it is somehow caught running in the background, like in Task Manager or something. I wonder. That is potentially a possibility. Oh, a version of World of Warcraft is still running in the background. That may do it. Yeah, a version of WoW was apparently still running in the background, even though I closed everything down. That might have done it. Whatever happened on EU that kicked me out, I guess maybe it bugged out. Again, never had this issue on NA ever. So we'll see if this fixes it. Have no idea, dude. I've never had these kind of technical issues until we tried doing EU duels. I've been cruising perfectly fine over on the NA the entire time. Until now. Does it give in process? I did. DDoS maybe? No. DDoS would be a whole nother thing. No, this would not be a DDoS situation. Yeah, DDoS will look completely differently. Did you have this issue yesterday as well? Yeah, somebody in chat said earlier they had this issue on the EU as well. I've never had this issue on NA. Like, do I need to log in on NA? Because I'll be very, very surprised if I'm hopping on. I'm like, it's not even finding my character list, bro. It's like struggling. Bro, seriously. EU duels in shambles. Why is this happening on EU, man? Already we had, like, last week, the sparse participation on EU. We tried our best. And today we were like, all right, we're ready to go a couple of games. And Blizzard's like, no, not allowed. Jake did say that EU apparently has been, you guys' servers have been going down a lot earlier at night. So maybe there's some sort of a big issue on EU, which is like, I'm thinking those two are linked. Had that yesterday because of lag spikes only in Undermine. In Undermine it's possible. Like if it's a bunch of people still doing the world boss, maybe. But if it's like just random lag spike just for being an Undermine, unless there's like a lot of people in Undermine, which I don't think there would be, right? Because like that's no longer like an endgame zone for us anymore. Everybody should be in Koresh or Dornagal or in like dungeons and stuff. Yeah, that's weird. I'll give it like a minute, and what I can do, chat, is I can try hopping on NA to see if this is like just a WoW thing. Maybe it's on my end, right? Because if I hop on A and this is also happening, then it might be on my end. But if it's fine on an A, but kind of all kinds of scuffed on EU, then we'll know. We'll know pretty soon. But yeah, I'll give it a second. See if anything's working. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for hanging out. Rick and Johnny, hopefully you guys still have a group ready to go and all that. Maybe when you guys got that hook point, maybe you guys should have just we should have had you guys play it out. I wouldn't be able to see it, but you guys would have at least had some fun with it, yeah? It's been worse since morning. Some people randomly froze in Blitz and such as well. Not sure it was the case. Some people just frozen in while playing BG Blitz. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think I've had any kind of issues like this on NA. I've had my GM who's been crashing, but he's been crashing way before the patch came around or anything. He's been crashing way before Koresh. So it's like on his end, either his PC or something. I'm not sure, but he's been crashing, but that's like maybe a week or something. Something outdated, scanner repair potentially. But that's really the only thing that I've seen happening on NA. And then like I guess Koresh, when it first launched with 11.2 stuff, like some quests were not updating, or like it didn't look like you updated the quest, but the quest proceeded anyway. It was like a desync, but like it was still functional. Like everything worked, it just looked a little funky. It would look like, oh, I didn't complete my quest, but when you talk to an NPC, it still lets you turn in the quest. And it's like, you killed enough dudes or you looted enough of items on the ground to like proceed with the quest. So it would look jank, but it still played. $1 billion company, by the way. Yeah, multi-dollar company, by the way. Couple of dollar company, by the way. Are they AI coders? You think it's AI coders? Maybe, dude, maybe. I think Blizzard uses AI coders? I guess like every game company at some point would start, right? Wouldn't put it past them. Okay, so WoW is not on in the background or anything like that whatsoever. I don't have WoW running in any kind of a background process at all. Double checking. Not running any background process at all. I'm gonna try hopping on NA just to see if it's working, if it's doing the same thing on NA. If it takes me to like the character screen, then it's fine. It's not my end then. And hopefully OBS updates it so you guys can see it. Hopping on NA Realm. This is NA Realm. And everything loaded up on NA just fine. I literally booted up to my character window instantly. So it's not my issue. I think it might be EU issue. We'll see. We'll see. So give it a second, right? There's like a thing over here. I'm just gonna wait for it to fully. Okay, now PC recognizes that WoW is not running in the background whatsoever. Fresh boot. See what happens. One question before Microsoft company, do we have this issue? I think no. We've always had issues with WoW. I don't think this is like some new issue all of a sudden. We've also some random like character not found issues with WoW before. Like Pandario and Warlord General had hit really bad for a good portion of those expansions. It was a pretty regular thing. Then either BFA or Shadowlands, there was like a thing where you would log into a character and there would be like character not found and you had to like reset a character through a character stuck menu. That I remember was also pretty annoying. So problems like this have always been with WoW. But like this is something on their end, like something with Realms just not picking up properly. I don't even know if it's like me being on a Argent Dawn or anything like that, because it's like it's not even finding my entire character list, not just Argent Dawn character list, because I have a couple of characters on some random obscure servers for like 5v5 duel testing, like for keybinds and stuff, or if I maybe made a character for like I don't know, just B-roll, right? I make some random characters in random ass realms sometimes. But yeah, we'll just have to give it a second, chat, right? We'll just have to give this a second. Give it a second, let it think, and maybe reset it a couple of times. I definitely want to get my duels for EU out of the way, but like if Blizzard is literally cucking me, man, you know, what can I do, chat? What can I do? We're starting off some fantastic duels on EU off the bat, but yeah. You know what we can do? While we're at it, Rick and Johnny, you guys could actually wargame each other if you have each other on Real ID. You just wargame, type the name of the other person, type a number, usually 5. So wargame space, then would you Rickmeister, just the name on Real ID, space 5 space Nagrand space 1. If you type that in, it should let you wargame each other for a 5v1 duel, so you guys can actually like host a duel without me observing it, so you guys can still have some fun play. Just like this time, they'll solve later. Yeah, they'll solve later. Is this happening everywhere for EU, or is it just me, chat? Is this hitting anybody on the World First stage? Any World First gamers unable to log in? I wonder. Echo's on. I can't see the streams because Twitch is like, oh, hi, let me play 5 hours of ads for you before you can watch the stream. Thanks, Twitch. Appreciate it. Lovely platform you got. Dan Clancy. What a good platform. No, it looks like they're on, but they're in an instance, so I wonder if it's an instance thing or like a server thing or what. Maybe it is Argentine thing. Who knows, honestly. I have this issue with loading screens a lot. Yeah. What about tomorrow? Tomorrow I would still do NA streams. Tomorrow I would still be doing NA duels because NA has actually been getting games going. So why not, right? I don't want to spoil the fun for my NA homies. And tomorrow they're doing a potentially a so they're doing a presentation for some of the class changes over in the midnight and showing off the new Demon Hunter specs. So I was going to originally stream that stream if it's possible. The previous stream they had is like a quick panel. They weren't streaming to public. It was just at Gamescom and then they released a video for it. So I'm not 100% if they're going to have a full panel for it or not. If there is a panel, I'd love to be able to stream it and then do NA duels and stuff. Try starting the game. I could try it one more time, man. I think we've already done that once or twice, right? Close the game. Game is closed completely. Go to task manager. Waiting for WoW to completely. Yep. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm also gonna relaunch BNet. I'm gonna end task with BattleNet completely. Close BattleNet. Open up BattleNet fully. Have BattleNet log me in. Pop the chat on. EU. Logging in. Fresh install. Or not fresh install, but a fresh launch, boys. Fresh launch with BattleNet and everything. Try my best, chat. I'm trying my best. Look, it even says logging into game servers. I am logging into the EU servers. EU. The fact that it's sitting there and hanging on logging into game servers for a second is usually pretty bad. Server's not working for me right now. Oh, so it's not just me, it's just a lot of people in EU. So it looks like the dudes at least that are doing duels didn't get knocked offline, but yeah, it's crazy. Is that like a reporter or something? That's unfortunate, man. Is it specific servers that are down by chance? I don't know if that's something you guys can go look at Realms to see if maybe some are down. Cause like maybe it's just Argent Dawn is down and my character wasn't Argent Dawn and that's the issue. Who knows, right? Who knows? But yeah, you guys watch me do it full fresh restart and nothing. It's on Blizzard's end. It's not, it would be the game's end. It would be on my end. Because again, I was able to hop in on NA realms and it pulled up all my characters and everything. NA is perfectly fine. It's something on EU, but it looks at things. All I can do is wait, unfortunately. But yeah, Void Balls, does it say what servers are not functioning? Is it maybe Blizzard CS potentially? Customer service? On the good old Twitter, maybe? Possibly? Blizzard CS? CS EU. There it is. Do they have anything? Nothing since 5 hours ago, and that's something about Hearthstone. I know, the only thing to talk about is Overwatch, that's all. You're playing one match down? Go for it. Yeah, enjoy it without me, man. Enjoy it without me. I think when we were trying to like figure out the queue stuff earlier, and it just wasn't popping up, I think I was the problem, chat. I think I was the problem. Rick was trying to relog, I was like, is it me? Is it somebody? I was like, I think it's because somebody's not accepting an invite, but I think it's just I'm not able to send invite. I think I'm better if you close the game for 2-3 minutes than open it. I mean, I can do that. Yeah, I can shut the game down for 2-3 minutes. Yeah, I'm just gonna close it completely, make sure that it's not on my tray, and just let it sit for a second. Alright, chat, how you guys doing? While I'm sitting here, like AFKing, let it Blizz do their Blizz thing. What are guys' thoughts on like them doing the class talents, the hero talent stuff? Because for now, we know that there's going to be a big like reveal on it Saturday, tomorrow. But from the interviews we have so far is they're going to be doing some additional things with talents where they're essentially doing this. This is how talents, the new talent points in the next patch are going to be redistributed. You'll get 3 points to the class tree, although new talents will be added there. So 3 additional talent points to go into like utility stuff. 3 more points to the hero talents, which introduces brand new talent lines. So it looks like it's going to be another row of additional talents. The duels for today? No. The plan is still to do duels. No. Plan is still doing duels, man. Doing great wargaming. Keep it up. And then there's going to be 4 talent points into the spec tree where the new Apex talents will appear. 2 of those talents will enhance existing abilities and 1 will modify an ability entirely. And the way that they are making it sound like, you basically will get like put points into that Apex ability, and the more points you put into it, the stronger that Apex ability gets. So you can either take those talents and put them everywhere else and ignore the Apex talent, or put anywhere between 1, 2, or 3, or 4 points into that Apex talent. Where if you put 4 points in, from what I understand, it's gonna like drastically transform that ability. Like first one is going to give you a bonus, second is going to be like a big power spike, third a huge power spike, even bigger than the first, and then fourth completely transforms it. So it's like a talent that basically has like 4 modes. It's like go Super Saiyan mode. You got Super Saiyan 1 if you put 1 point, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan God, and Super Saiyan, I don't know what goes after that. Omega? I don't know my power levels of Super Saiyans, unfortunately. I know like Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, pretty sure Super Saiyan God is above that, and then something above that. Well, I'm not 100%. Blue? Mate Blue? Maybe Blue? I don't know. But yeah, it looks kind of cool. It looks kind of cool. I want to see what that's going to look like, but they're going to be revealing that Saturday at Gamescom. But I don't know when they're going to be doing the whole like announcement for it specifically, or when the actual panel is going to be live. I would have loved to be able to stream it because it looks pretty interesting. These talents. Oh yeah, this one right here. Yeah, so like one of the ideas is like for Devourer Demon Hunter, the first point into this new node will be Collapsing Star, which always crits. So it makes the ability Collapsing Star a guaranteed crit. Second or third increases your Void and Cosmic damage, so it's going to just increase your raw damage. And the fourth node gives you scaling of crit damage, so now you have scaling crit. So now Void Demon Hunter goes from like Mastery, crit, versatility, all those stats. So now you have scaling damage to all crits, it looks like. That's what the Apex is gonna do. First one modifies the ability, so it's guaranteed crit. Giga juices the rest of your kit, gives you a scaling with stats. And it's like, well, that could be kind of huge. Imagine Outworld do this scale with critical strike damage. That'd be kind of sick. Alright, I yapped around long enough. I waited long enough. I'm gonna try to see if I can boot up EU WoW and see if this bitch works. We'll see, chat. Giving it a good old shot. Alrighty, boys. EU homies. We're trying it again. Is it working now? Oh, it's working now. We're back, baby. I think so, at least. We're back, baby. Rick and Johnny, let me know when they're both boys are ready. I don't know if you guys are mid-game or not, but yeah. Let me know when both of you are ready. It looks like I can run around and use abilities and everything. It looks like everybody out here running around too, so maybe it's functional. Hopefully it's functional. But yo, let me know when you guys are good. We are mid-game. If you guys want, you can finish it up. Or if you want to bounce, we can get another one going. Up to you. Up to you. Whatever you boys want to do, man. Whatever you boys want to do. But yeah, the new talents are kind of sick, actually. Look pretty good. Like, at least on paper. I do want to know what they're going to do in terms of rogues. How they're going to, like, hopefully streamline the shit out of the spec, dude. The class in general. Because, like, it needs it, dude. It desperately needs it. We have, like, unused, like, bunk talents that don't do anything. So, that'd be kind of nice to get. Oh, wait. Actually, 3 more points into the class tree for rogues. Because you have some really good, like, capsules in a class tree. Like, really strong ones. Wait! You can pick up Cold Blood! Authenticity as every rogue spec if you don't have one already. I just thought about it. 3 points is a lot. Yeah, that's 2 points into, like, as long as you can allocate points correctly, that's 2 points into Vigor, into Facility. Even just 2 points into Vigor is huge. That's mad. That's actually insane. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the classes in the class tree, like, a lot of their power and damage talents are not really there. Like, even the Hunter, right? A lot of it is just utility, right? That's nice utility, nice utility, nice utility. Some damage down the middle, but like 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 points that are just raw damage and everything else utility. Most of the power is in the spec tree, which is probably what rogues need. We need a lot more power in the spec tree, utility in the class tree. But we have like giga capstones that give huge power spikes in the class tree. 3 points to pick up Vigor or Cold Blood or any one of those talents is huge. Subbro can go Supercharger, Cold Blood, and Thistle. And Deeper Strat. Jesus, that's actually so strong. Outlaws can pick up Facility, I guess, for Giga Energy. I don't think you really need energy, but you could pick up at least 2 points into Vigor. Maybe 1 lethality. Or even double lethality for crit damage scaling Cold Blood, maybe? Just because you can. Maybe. That could be the play. You go for like 100% crit killing sprees. Line it up together every time, maybe. That could be the play, actually. Possibly. Alrighty, chat. We're waiting on for Saya and waiting on for Leo whenever they are good on their end. And we're going to get these duels back up and running. Hopefully they'll all function. Let me see if I can get the macro set up right now. Command. Match. Rick Meister and Johnny Boy 5. Here we go. It should work now. Hopefully. No groups? Groups are live, but they are dueling each other real quick. We gotta get them up and running in a second, my man. Gotta get the groups up and running when you both are good to go. Yo, Rick and Johnny, how much longer, boys? How many more, how many people are live in each group, man? How many of y'all still alive and kicking? Because I want to get these back up and running. The first few duels we did were real good. I want to keep them as many of them rolling as possible, dude. As many as I can. Chat, you see the Legion remix sets, by the way, for not Demon Hunters, for everybody? Looks so goddamn good, dude. It looks so good. It looks so good. I think I'm about to get one of my sets, actually. On one of the characters. Pretty close, man. Trying to find a team myself. We'll probably get them up and running in a second, my guy. Just gotta wait. Just gotta wait. Waiting for those two, though. For Johnny and Rick to give me a go ahead. And then we should be good to go. That's a normal health? 12 million? That seems like a lot, doesn't it? Or is that in war mode? That's probably war mode. Okay, both are ready. We'll get them up and running into a hook point. I don't know what arena. Do you guys just do hook point? Okay, we're gonna give it a second. I think you guys just did hook point. But I give it a. Oh, didn't work. Okay, we'll do a rook then. Something about that arena did not work. Here we go. Rook work. We're in. Release date for Legion Remix, when patch 11.25 comes out. I'm assuming. Unless it's like delayed. I guess the next question would be, well, when is patch 11.25 comes out? Whenever 11.2 ends. When does 11.2 end? I don't really know. Unfortunately, we don't have a release date or anything. But we know that they've been cooking 11.2.5 for a while. I'm actually kind of hoping 11.2 comes out earlier because they're not doing like any major class changes. But I think they're probably going to give us like a little bit of time in season 3 in order to make sure that we don't get like a splintering of the community, right? We want to make sure there's plenty of people playing season 3, but there's also plenty of people playing Legion Remix. I am hoping it doesn't get delayed or anything though. Season 3 has been fun so far, but I'm just going to be spending a lot of time in Legion Remix, tell you what. Switch. Looks like we're missing somebody over in Team 1, but Rick hopefully will be the one-man army that we need in order to keep the team rolling. Rest in Hell versus Elo, a bit of a rematch between these two. With Elo getting hit with the stunner, could have had Insane joining that group, unfortunately. Unless whoever's the 5th over in Team Rick here is still loading in. It says Goer, Saya, and somebody else. I don't even know they need a 5th man. They got Saya and Rick on the same team. It's a lot. Rest in Hell taking a decent bit of damage though. Elo holding their own, flying up in air, lancing down. Rest in Hell finding some cover behind the pillar as Elo gracefully floats down like a beautiful butterfly, dropping down Sigil of Fear, Sigil of Fire around the pillar. Rest in Hell trying to see if he can land a stun. I think Elo actually avoided the stun from Rest in Hell. So he actually dodged one. Not able to dodge the Chaos Nova, unfortunately. Massive damage out of Rest in Hell. Elo picking up a little bit of health. Item is available. Used to catch up to Rest in Hell. Pick up as much health as possible. Darkness down. Rest in Hell throwing in a glaive. Just exchanging glaives of your own as well. But it's still just doing so much damage to Elo. Elo needs to get some cut of CC, some cut of a heal. But Rest in Hell does end up taking him out with Saya being up next. Try to see if he can reverse onto Saya insta, but now Saya is free to drop a Hodge onto the guy. Trick it out for Rest in Hell, rushes out, quick prison onto Holy Saya, taking a little bit of Dawnlight damage, but not really letting Saya continue pummeling him with even more Dawnlights right after. Short stun, I-beam right after, Shield of Vengeance, might be able to break past it. Metamorphosis out for Rest in Hell, dropping Darkness down. Darkness may be enough damage here. I-beam around the corner. Do you have yourself the big glaive toss though as Eldraki, but avoiding the blind with eventual retreat that's going to be hit with the Hodge, laying hands on Saya. With the Wake of Ashes, he got himself double down light. For Rest in Hell, potentially could be going for immunity. Does go for the blur to reduce the damage taken. Hunt right after. If you can stay on top of Saya, that's a lot of healing you can recover while in meta, while with Hunt active. That's a lot of leech healing. So you're able to sustain yourself. Lots of souls spawning in. Saya with a bubble. That's going to be possibly immunity for Rest in Hell. Does go for immune. Saya can still Hodge down Rest in Hell. Unless you trade in Sigil of Fear on him. Next stun could still be very, very deadly. Unless Rest in Hell has a stun of his own. Try to see if he can back up out. I don't know if Saya tried to stun. Saya might just be... Oh my god! I've never seen Rest in Hell school Saya like that before. What is happening? Normally the Paladin wins that round every single time. Sigil of Fear trades with a stun. Goeris with a trinket. Rest in Hell taking a loads of damage. I don't really know what he can do in that situation. And Goeris has enough pressure to take him out. I have never seen a Demon Hunter defeat a Paladin like that. Normally it is so Paladin, like it's Paladin wins that every time. Every single time. There's just no doubt about it. Goer's at least given an opportunity to get himself a little bit of healing, a little bit of the reset with Leah, trying to give him that honorable match as best as possible. That's really, really good to see. But that was incredible, dude. Rest in Hell did some work there, blind out for Leo. Got himself Lidborn in case there's the fear going to be happening. No fear though. Guerreros may be looking for Disperse. That's a lot of damage though. Riders are in. Dragon is in. Breath is in. That's a load of damage. As long as Leo can stay on top of Guerreros, that Breath is going to do a ton of additional extra output. I don't know if Guerreros can do much. Massive cleans by Leo. Lots of crits. Stun last second, but Leo already had an ability queued up last moment. Well, we're going to be up next. Why are you playing adaptation, dude? What is your adaptation plays? What is this with Rick adaptation? I've never seen this man play adapt before. Almost nobody ever plays adaptation. So you see now, unless you're sitting down to explain it to me, you see now, the reason why I would play adaptation is because Paladins have a Hammer of Justice. It has a minute cooldown. Adaptation has a minute cooldown. Hold on, let me scout out what Leah's doing over there with that Iron Kill Rock for a second. I also like your Mog. The hoodie with the rest of the set, I mean, that looks good. I feel like you're trying to look like one of those like Silver Moon bandits, man. He's trying to prep for that Silver Moon bandit look, except he's not a Silver Moon. He's not a Blood Elf. He's actually a Drakthir. Either way, though, looks. I hate how they made Drakthir visage look like Blood Elves, dude. I just confuse them pretty regularly. They could have given him like a slightly different skeleton, slightly different stances, animations, but it's all basically the same. I know they have a whole dragon form, that's unique, but like, you know what I mean? I feel like some people give him a pass, but I feel like they should have gotten somebody like, I don't know, like, remember Cool Tyrants? They got something like brand new, dude. Skeleton, body, stances, everything. It's like a combo between a human and a panda, but it's like unique enough. You know what I mean? I missed that. Leo taking a load of damage from that fell army though. Unable to catch up to Rick. Even with Chain of Ice spam, Rick is just able to float around like a gorgeous butterfly. Is going to try to see if he can get a ruination on one of the pets. Unable to. Is going to be that extra as a rider that you can possibly ruination down on. That will summon you even more imps to fight versus Leo. And Leo is just not in an amazing spot right now. Able to at least get a bit of death strikes from these pets, but unable to really close the gap with Rick all that easily. He is at least able to recover a little bit of health. 25% dampening, make it a little bit tougher. AMS a little bit early in case there's AoE fear or anything. Axe toss by Rick. Got himself the pets and he can at least get some handle cooldowns off him. Reflect. Silence auto Leo. That is diabolical. Silence. Reflect. Grip does yoink it back in. Do you have a port? I don't think he does. Wall for Rick, but it's going to be blind real quickly. Rick needs to get himself big summon. Big summon of a demon. Handle go down. That's gonna get the Chaos Mother. Big damage with the eyeballs and everything. Huge burst of damage. Oh, and Rick does take it, but it's still gotta get 3 to go through. We got Siona, we got Think Boats, and Hamjo, and one of, oh, never mind. Hamjo's rushing in. I thought it was gonna be Siona, but instead it is Hamjo. As Rick tried to see if he could bounce out of that quick fear. Hamjo trick inside of it. Axe toss. It's got a lagging all over the place, blinking all over the place. Maybe it's me, man. At this point, I want to put it past myself, chat. I've been having issues. At this point, it might just be me at this point. Shield of Vengeance out for Hamjo, but it's getting slowed with that Curse of Exhaustion. I think he's going for that big Curse of Exhaustion. That extra slow Curse of Exhaustion. The amplified curses. It's gotta be, man, because he's like absolutely crawling over towards Rick. It is so brutal. Hamjo does at least get himself some nice cover behind the pillar. Shadow Fury can't connect. Haunch Reflect! Oh, Rick just walks in. He's just letting Hamjo walk into it, dude. Stop hitting yourself with a quick reflect. Is gonna get the Overlord, potentially big damage. Goes in for a massive hammer. The eyeballs fly in. That's a lot of damage. Big burst out for Rick. Every time he summons a new pet, a new big demon from the Diablo tree, it's just even more additional burst damage with these demonic eyeballs that he can conjure. The more of those he can get, the better. I think he's gonna get Handle Cooldowns though, right? Or Spell and Soul Shard. Is it Handle Cooldowns to buff up the burst? Is that what it's related off of? Handle Cooldowns? Or am I wrong about that? Or is it any Soul Shard you spend? I gotta double check that. Got him some Fear. Gloomhound. All the pets are in. Got him some Dreadstalker too. Hamjo with the Shield of Vengeance. He still has Spell Warden or Blessing of Protection. I'm not sure which one he used better. Because Bob stops all the pet damage. But Spell Warden stops the Chaos Mother damage. Which is just continuously just hitting you. Even if you had a Hodge ready for the guy. Reflect was the standby. Siona is going to be up next. Probably a better matchup for Rick. I feel like with the Shadow Priest, it's actually going to be still rough, but a Shadow Priest, I think you can kite out and let the pets whittle them down, where you may end up in a situation where you use the least amount of resources. I feel like he has Stick Bolts. As soon as he gets like a Mortal Coil on him, all the dots, Dark Lair, you're melting. With Siona, however, you could also still make a mistake. If you get caught by a fear, get caught by a stun, in a bad sounds and away from a good position, you can still be put in a bad spot. But I think a Warlock versus a Priest, slight advantage just because Rick can have a little bit more mobility than Siona. Just slightly more mobility. Plus the pets behind the pillar. Siona, unless you can land a Shadow Crusher on the pillar, it's gonna be very hard for Siona to really land someone huge here, unless they land a CC. Reflect, does not go stunning. No, does stun themselves, unfortunately. Does get himself a channel. Void Rift doesn't play. Hold on, if you can get some kind of damage, a couple of DPs into Rick, you might be okay. Disperses in play. That Rift is out, unfortunately. Did not do as much damage as we were hoping for, but you are recovering a little bit of health. VE is still available. So if you get some dots on a Rick, potentially AoE fear on the pets. I don't know if you have a trinket. No. Rick got himself the procs with a big eyeball to go. That is tough. That is tough. But it definitely was a better matchup for the Warlock. Like against a Priest versus Warlock Warlock v Warlock. Priest v Warlock, you might be able to cheese him out, whittle him down little by little. Thick Bolt's get a hit with an axe toss, trinkets out of it immediately. So now Rick could potentially lock down Thick with a lot of CC. Reflect, but Mortal Coil still connects either way. Thick also with the Reflect of his own. Gotta make sure those dots stick on Rick though. That's gonna be a quick fear. That rhyme. Those dots gotta stick on Rick. I don't mean to rhyme, chat. I'm not trying to be all Dr. Seuss today or anything. Any rhymes that do are absolutely coincidental. Bolts still flying through a Rick under a ton of pressure. Dark Pact, Wall, Axe Dodge just to walk away from Thick. Got himself a big old Tyrant. He's just melting behind the pillar. Any bolt or any one of these dots if the flare up, it's just over. It's just done, right? Oh, it's just done. It's just done. That's what I mean, dude. As soon as a Warlock walks in, puts the dots on the guy, he's most likely dead. Rick, however, held on strong for at least 3. Well done. And we're missing a guy. So I feel like if Rick was not the last one to go, I think this still would have been a win for Team 1. Either way, though. Rick and Johnny, let me know when you guys are ready. Or if you're going to list them up, let me know too. We should be having groups listed up in LFG, boys. If you guys want to join, the group should be listed up in LFG under Molten Core. And they should be getting listed up in just a second. If you need more bodies. Or if, let's say, Rick and Johnny, if you guys want to do like a complete like switcheroo on your teams, a bit of a mix-up, a bit of a remix for the teams, I'm cool with that too. If you guys want to do that, I'm cool with that too. Set a couple of bodies here, set a couple of bodies there. Yeah, that could work out pretty well. Mine raids like, there we go. Yeah, we need one over for Team Rick. But if you guys want to switch them up a little bit, if both of you list up, the people can just shuffle themselves around the teams. If you guys want to. If you do want to do that, then just list it up in LFG. Otherwise, if you're ready, we'll be good to go. Slippery Meister? Yeah, no, he's slippery, dude. That glide ability for Draxier as a Warlock is insanely good for mobility. Team's already made, like my first time on stream. Oh, what? Because like my first time on stream. Oh, okay. I'm seeing if they want to mix up the teams, man. Seeing if they want to shuffle them up. I'm waiting to see what Johnny says. If Johnny wants to mix up the teams, then we'll do a mix-up. Potentially, it could be an opportunity for you guys to join in. But normally, the groups will be listed under Molten Core. Rick needed one depictable body there real quickly. Jack is the best race in the game, but people will realize it globally a little later. Johnny needs one, so he'll be listed up in LFG in a second. One is listed, so if you want to join Insane, group is listed under Molten Core. Usually first come, first serve. So if you sign up quick enough, you should be able to get in, hopefully. Yeah, I think Night Elf is also still really good. Playing a Rogue, Night Elf. That being said, before I was Night Elf, I was Nightborn, which was not great. For a little after Nightborn, I was Draxier Rogue, and that was fun as hell. On Nerebor Palace, playing Draxier Rogue, when she knocks you back, you just glide. You can just cancel that knockback. When you're playing against a Shaman and they go for a knockback, just glide forward. If you time it right, you cancel it. Playing Arathi Basin, getting knocked off. I mean, as outlaw, you usually can grapple in, but I can just play on the edge. Like, oh, I'm gonna knock it. Glide. Insta glide as soon as I start getting knocked. Don't go anywhere. It's super nice. Actually insane. Yeah, there's some exclusive like rogues. Yeah, like Rogue Night Elf. Night Elf is really good. Draxier, I think, is very good. Knockback, the glide, especially of the class that doesn't have crazy mobility, like a sprint or like a demon hunter or anything, like that glide gives you a little bit of movement speed. It is really nice. Like I do agree with you. Not a lot of people really like consider just how good it is, but it's very good. Let's do a Dalaran Sewers, I guess. Join, perfect. Yeah, and the mastery buff you get for it is also not bad either. A lot of classes mastery is actually really good. Not Outlaw Rogue's mastery. Part of the reason why I decided to swap off of it. Because I like Nightborn aesthetically a little bit over Draxier, even though Draxier, I definitely made my character look pretty as hell, dude. And then I ended up copying that same setting for like my Evoker, just so I can remember exactly what the barbershop settings were. But I was just like, ooh, looks good. It was like, because they gave Draxier a lot of customizations, dude. A lot more than any other race out there. Flashbang next. Ain't no way, Taco. Ain't no way, dude. Ain't no way doing that. That seems awful. Cruel and unusual. How you doing, by the way, my guy? Hey, can we get some Monk Buzz Blizzard from my boy Taco Pounder? Can we get another 200% damage buff, man? Switch. Oh, we got ourselves an Outlaw for the team 1. Together with the Outlaw, we got ourselves Guards, we got ourselves Sai, we got Rick the boy, and Insane? His name is Insane! He's insane! Wait, what is he doing? Him and Goerz are both running. Which one is he dueling first? Is it Insane dueling or is it Goerz that's dueling? Insane used to go over like where everybody else at. Yeah, there we go. It's too insane for the game, dude. Too insane. Malevolent gonna be up first. Got himself a quick reflect. Zerka Rages. I was gonna say Trinket, but no, Zerka Rages tricks out of the sun though. Guerrero's gonna get with lockdown. It's gonna be Blazedoom. I think it's a Slayer Warrior. I don't think we're seeing the Colossus here, boys. I think it's a proper Slayer. That Blazedoom is gonna hurt a lot. A lot. And those executes are gonna hit too. He got him some big cleaves. Guerrero would take a lot of damage. Quick interrupt right after. You could potentially just Bladestorm him down. It's gonna go for the Bladestorm. Guerrero's just trying to see if he can survive and reflect off of Malevolent. Got him some DPs. Got him some a bunch of damage building up. BE, keeping him alive. No, barely. Fear onto Malevolent. He doesn't have an out though. Avatar's in play. He isn't taking a lot of damage after the Fear though. Leaping in, quick Fear right after, onto Guerrero's. Guerrero's still has a disperse. Malevolent just needs to give him some bit of damage. Fade to try to dodge the shockwave, does good to. Parry for Malevolent, get him some nice damage reduction. Needs to get himself those execute procs as best as possible. Void Flame Insanity, try to go for a kick, does not get to connect. Malevolent super low. Guerrero's getting closer to the execute range though. Got him some Warbreaker, just enough healing. Rooted unfortunately. You gotta break through the roots, you gotta hit the roots. You gotta hit them. Needs to get himself a kick. He needs to land himself an interrupt into Guerrero's. In the execute range. Holy, Malevolent takes a lot of damage, but he's got that executes. As long as he can hit those executes, he'll be just fine. Guerrero's supposed to see if he can land a Fear on the guy. Bladestorm to follow. He can interrupt while Bladestorming, so this is huge. And he can stun while Bladestorming too. That's also massive. Part of that Slayer. Oh, he has Guerrero's on the ropes though. He has him on the ropes of Malevolent, picking up a lot of healing by the way. Guerrero's could be in a lot of trouble. He's got himself Ascension. Potential lots of damage. Stun. Does Malevolent have the executes? Walking into one of those. Oh, unfortunately, trinketed out of the horror effect into a stun. Gonna be those cast by Guerrero's. Actually cannot be interrupted now. Malevolent charging back in. Reflector's up and available. Big volley. Someone got reflected back. Guerrero's stunned up. Malevolent gets that execute, but Guerrero's just channels him down with flames. Oh my. That was a lot of damage out of the both of them. I thought it was doing really good. I actually thought the Warrior was actually at first behind and then just caught up a bunch of health. It stabilized completely. I thought, this is it. This is it right here. Demon Hunter ones against the Red? Yeah, exactly, dude. That was crazy last match. I think it might be a little bit behind Kamiar, though. Full burst of the Guerrero's. I don't know what you can do. You got VE, but that's about it. Yeah, unless you could fade that drift last second. Oh, cannot fade it. Stun. You gotta heal. You gotta heal. Warlock Hellstone. You got a Warlock Stone. Oh, Siona does end up taking you out very quickly. Playing the good old Void Weaver Shadow Priest, which is an excellent build. Still very potent. Very strong. Insane, however. Gonna get that opener onto Siona. Immediate cheap shot, but I think it was already DR from the stuns earlier. Trinket blind. Killing spree to follow. That's a lot of bullets. That's a lot of damage thrown by the Rogue from a single finisher. Just continue with the barrage. Got himself the Pistol's Cloak of Shadows advantage to follow to get himself more ambushes. As long as you get the crack shot combos, you probably will be okay. Needs to land a kick onto Siona at some point. Siona with a disperse. Has a Fear coming up very soon. VE is also in play and available. That's quite a decent bit of damage to the Rogue. Cloak Smoke Bomb is going to make it annoying if the Rogue weaves in and out to create line of sight. Sounds on the Rogue unfortunately does not do a lot. Does break out of the Fear with the Undead Rachel. Evasion to reduce damage taken. Even if it's not damage you can dodge. With the Elusiveness you can still reduce all magic damage to him. Siona, not a lot of health available. It is over. The Rogue just continues to pummel him over and over. And unfortunately, the Feral Druid is going to be up next. For the Rogue, is going to need to get away from the Feral ASAP. Catch up whatever healing you can. Grapples out. Needs to keep the Feral in combat as best as possible. Maybe pick up eyes so you can see the cat at all times. You need to land CC on him. Does pick up a reset. Cheap shot. The Rogue is still super low in health. Back it up out of there as soon as possible. The Feral, though, the bleeds do him in. That is unfortunate. The Rogue did have a vanish coming up again. But I don't think that would have been enough to really do much there, unfortunately. The Vanish heal is decent. It just kicks in a little bit late. It doesn't do insane. It doesn't do all that insane amount of healing. It's good. It's good. Fear onto Mossfire. Mossfire with a Heart of the Wild, though. Trying to see if he can live it. Wall is available too. He's just surviving without a wall. May need it though. Definitely needed that wall there. Definitely needed that wall. Thrall is up next, yo. Looks the furthest away from Thrall. Unless you want to be, unless you're like, hey, every shaman. Every Oryx Shaman looks like Thrall. And it's like, yeah, okay. If that's your barometer, sure. I was thinking it was going to be like, you know, Thrall with original armor, Doomhammer, everything. Which actually, he probably could have went for the full Mog if you have the pieces. Honestly, though. Honestly, stun onto Elo with a Trinket to follow. Does go for a stun back onto Thrall. but a lot flying up in the air. The shaman can't really reach him, leaping away behind the pillar, or behind the boxes rather, to catch himself some line of sight. Ella is not in an amazing spot right now. Definitely is gonna have to be very, very careful here versus Thrall. As he got himself full ascend, you gotta fade it. You gotta fade away from that. Imprisoned for a second, trying to walk away from it first aid, but the Earth Elemental not gonna let you go anywhere. And a last cascade of wind strikes taking you out, immediately taking the momentum into Saya, who's trying to see if he can get himself a bit of that reposition behind the pillar. But Thrall, unfortunately, was only able to get one lash out of it. I think this guy is not a totemic. He has got to be a Stormbringer then. I think that's why he was trying to see if he can get himself a couple of those wind strikes, see if he can maybe get a proc or two of that capstan to get more Tempest in. I don't think he's gotten a single Tempest so far, though. At least I don't think so. Thrall, I think you're just dead. I think you're just dead. Yeah, Dawn Light, once you get the dot on you, it's over. Lemon Roll switching over to the Windwalker this time instead of a Death Knight. Interesting. Zuen, immediate Trinket Blind, Searing Glare for Saya. Got himself a bit opportunity to go counter-offensive versus Lemon. I don't think the wind kick connected, unfortunately. Wind Slice. Shield of Vengeance up for Saya, keeping it barely alive. Got super low, laying hands, keeping him alive though. Took it out for Lemon. Still got Zuen pumping. Karma in the back pocket in case he needs it. He's got a couple of defenses. I don't know about 4 Brew, but did use Diffuse. With Celestial Condi, gonna do a bit of healing. Very little healing, actually. Somebody's thought that ability healed a lot more. In cap, but he rolled off the side edge. Still is able to catch up to Saya. Maybe looking for a Karma here, but it's gonna be a bubble instantly. Bubble bop, boo. Bubble before the Karma. You just gotta live. 4 Brew, keeping him barely alive though. You just gotta live and then Karma. Live in Karma. Karma, Karma, Karma. Karma, Karma, Karma. Oh no! I think the heart secures the win. Unless you barely survive. Karma last second. Oh, you need to heal. You need health right now, right here. You're not gonna live this. Knocking him up in the air. I don't know if you got damage. Bop. Oh, the bop. No. Oh man. Rough. First time. Hey man, it's good. It's good to be able to participate. I think it's always awesome, always wholesome when we get some fresh blood in these duels. And then you go up against a guy like Saya and then have fun. Yo, Taco. My man, okay, well, chat, you know, I'm an ethical streamer, but I also like money. So we're gonna send you guys into that flashbang. Yo, can we get a Taco? Thank you so much, my man. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you, boy. Okay, we're doing it, boys. We're doing this. Okay, flashbang next. Rick and Johnny, let me know when you're ready. Johnny is ready, but it looks of it. Rick is also ready. What's it called? Domain? Right? I think it's called Domain. Pretty sure. BPM? Oh, heart rate? Yo. Yeah. Yeah, those are pretty awesome, man. Heart pumping those. Taco, thank you for the 10 bones, man. I appreciate you. This one is for you. You know, I'm a streamer. I have what's the word here? Etiquette? No. I feel like it would be a streamer thing to basically literally forget a virtue because of how scummy most streamers are. I feel like it's fitting, don't you think? There's a word I was thinking of. Literally forgot it. Now, you know what? I am a scumbag. I love money. I call him Mr. Krabs. Money! Alright, boys. We'll give a one run in this arena. Which. I really dislike this arena for the pillars. Like, in twos, it's fine. For those, I feel like these pillars are just way too short. You know what I mean? Wait, do these statues move? They are moving. I didn't realize that. I know I'm a second excuse to just look at the toes, but trust me, that's not what I'm trying to do. Reflect up for Rick. Oh, wait, what a second. Should you just bounce that Shadow Crash back to Siona? I am sorry, you can bounce back a Shadow Crash? What? I don't think I've ever seen that. For the longest time, I'm used to Shadow Crash not being able to bounce back to the target. Is that because it's a targeted Shadow Crash and not a ground Shadow Crash? Also, that Doom Guard. What did that Doom Guard do? That Doom Guard is just like, hey, boss, what's up? He just doesn't even align his sight. Maybe he can get 1 or 2 bolts. Maybe that's a bolt from Doom Guard. I don't even know. Hold on. He's got 1 bolt, 2 bolts. 3 bullets is insane! Wait, Sion is actually dead from those 3 bullets, actually. Unless you go for some kind of a heal. AoE fear on those pets? I think it looks like AoE fear on some of those pets. Feared by Siona. Shadow Crash does connect, but Rick is going to be able to take ya. Man, that is rough. That is actually rough. That is not an easy matchup, dude. Shadow Priest versus Warlock is not easy at all. Mostly just because they have like more mobility than you, but Mossfire should have no issues with mobility whatsoever. Unfortunately, wait, I was gonna say, unfortunately, Rick is pulling his pets too far back. No, keeping him right next to him. Axe toss to trade with a Feral on an opener into a fear right after does give Rick the opener in order to be able, or ability to counteract the opener of Mossfire. Does go for the trinket. Tyrant right after. Full Pit Lord and everything is in play. That's a loads of damage. Rick definitely needs to land more handed Guldans, I think, to build up more of the eyeballs for his tier set. Definitely needs to do that a lot more than he is doing so far. Definitely needs to do that whenever possible. Does go for a big gateway to separate from Mossfire. And Mossfire is under a ton of pressure from all those pets. After a full Tyrant wing, a full Tyrant go, it is not easy, man. Got himself some Shadow Bolts, building up a bit of resources. He just pops him like a balloon. I don't think that was with a Chaos Mother or anything. Unless it was Chaos Mother or Overlord at the same time. I'm not even sure. Thrall is going to be up next. And immediately the man is literally taking 10-15% of his health, close to 20% of his health in damage without even walking up to Rick, just behind the pillar. This is how much pressure you have to deal with when you play against a Demonology Warlock, looking for a lead, but an Axe Toss stops you. Doesn't even keep you, send you flying forward or anything like that, which is so weird. I feel like once you're mid-air, even though stun, you should still like go flying, I think, but Blizzard does it all weird. Effect up, Thrall charging in, wall with a bulwark available, trying to go for a kick, landing a big Tempest, picking up a lot of healing. The more Maelstrom you can get, the better. Got him some big ascend. Fear onto Thrall, however, does have a trinket for it, looking to keep the pressure onto Rick, does get hit with an Axe Toss. Fear right after, his whole rest of Ascendance is going to get CC'd out of control. And the Guldans built up for Rick with a big old Overlord jumping in. Bunch of burst damage with the fell eyeballs from the tier set. And Rick does get rid around the corner. All those pets do get CC'd. Yet another gateway. So far, he's got to use a gateway 3 times in 3 minutes. What is the cooldown on that thing? Is it like 30 seconds? What is happening here? He's using it literally with every single competitor so far. And Thrall, just like the Feral, just like the Shadow Priest, are forced to crawl all the way towards Rick while getting absolutely decimated by every single one of the demons. Does have at least a underground burrow. Big Tempest to follow up, but insta fear as soon as you finally got to connect. Pit Lord and what's his face? Doomguard right around the pillar. Definitely want to line inside that pet. That pet is barely getting those Shadow Bolts around the corner, and they're brutal. Did not want to take damage from those. Tempest, big heal. You gotta get more Maelstrom spending. Builders and spenders of Maelstrom. You gotta use it on those pets if you have to. I think it's just over for you though. One more hit. Yep. One more bite by those pets would do it. Instant slow onto Lemon. Incap right after. Axe Toss, trinkets out of it. Leg sweep onto Rick. Rick with a Dark Pack. Does not have his adaptation break into leg sweep, unfortunately, here. Looks like leg sweep is just a 4-second stun, not a 5 seconds. Or maybe it's like running out of 5. I'm not really sure. Pretty sure adaptation should proc from that, right? If it's a full stun. Celestial Alignment does not get any value out of it, unfortunately. No images, no Zuen. And that's a full gateway just to escape all that burst. Bringing Peas down, but those pets are not going anywhere at all. Slice of Wiz to reconnect, but a Pit Lord is right there. Barely right into you. That thing does not feel good. How many Doomguards kind of one-man spawn? Axe Toss, look at the Doomguard go. Look at that health bar lowering. That is primarily Doomguard. Karma reversing back into Rick, does go for a proper fear. As Lemon finally got himself some kind of like a decent setup here, but Dress Rockers right after. Tell me there's no Axe Toss too. Tell me there's no Axe Toss right here. This is going to be real tough. You got nothing else you can do right now. You're just dead to the pets. Picking up a lot of healing with the Fur Broom. Huge shield on top of it. Gives him a little bit of survivability. Gotta get those Rising Sun kicks even on the pets just to get himself insta-cast, man. Gotta start kicking even the pets just to get some kicks. Leg sweep to Rick with potentially big damage. Vista Fury flying in. Big damage, but you got no health whatsoever. I think it's a Ford, not a Ford Broom. Actually a Ford Broom, but maybe even the Battle Master Shrink giving you all that fake health. But unfortunately, you do go down. Rick last left versus Malevolent. 5 minutes into the match, 25% dampening together with a Motorcycle. Malevolent could cut down Rick's healing down to size, but his healing is also being affected right now. And as a warrior, you only have very limited healing. Whatever you have is actually huge. Knocked back by Rick. Wall right after Malevolent. If you can just stay on top of Rick, dude, that Goliath just letting you fly away from Malevolent. Gotta make sure the hamstring's on him. Parry is up. My left. This is like the only defensive you really got right now. Defensive stance is gonna help you even a little. Playing that Colossus Smash this time. Hold on a second. Big demolish build. Maybe if you can get on top of Rick with a full stun, big burst, big demolish, maybe that'll do the trick. Reflect up, so at least you can dampen some of the magic damage, but those pets are still tearing right through you. Fear, Zerker Rage is out of it. Stun with the demolish, you need to heal right now. Needs to heal immediately, or Rick has you. And Rick with a clean 5-0 sweep, chat. Clean 5-0 sweep. Nothing can stop this man in this arena. Nothing. I actually wonder if the smaller pillars for Rick help here. I'm wondering. Let us play? Bro, I know. Let's get us another go, chat, yeah? Una más. Get another one going. What mount is this? Amber Pterodax? Hold on. Amber... How do you get this one? Oh, Pandaria. I already have that one then. Never mind. I was thinking like, that looks like Throne of Thunder mount. I have it, not on the EU character, but on an A character. So yeah, I have every single one of the remix mounts from back then. Can't wait to get all the Legion remix mounts, boys. Oh my god, dude, I'm so excited. All right, Rick and Johnny, let me know when you guys are ready. Johnny says he's ready. Rick, let me know when you're ready. We'll get another one going. Now we're playing EU games, boys. Is Demo that good? Demo is insane. Yeah, if you haven't seen how Demo is performing, Demo is insane. Going last next fight. Okay, sounds good. Rick, guys should be illegal. Maybe. Rick, let me know when your team is good, or if you need more bodies. And then, yeah, let me know how you're doing. Let me know how we're doing. Man, I miss being Nightborn. I miss when Rogue was Nightborn. That looks so good, but the racial is so ass. Although, chat, they are adding some Nightborn only armors in Legion Remix. Like an armor set, like a full-on attire, like Suramar Citizen gear. It looks good, but only Nightborn can wear it. They're also adding different Lightforged armors for Lightforged, but only for Lightforged. There's like a bronze, I think, and a void one. Sick. Maybe not bronze, but like a different yellow, orange, something like that. It looks sick, dude. Definitely play Nightborn as an alt if you're playing Legion Remix at some point. If you're playing, or if you're playing anything, play Nightborn. Honestly, it looks really, really good. You want now? Okay, Leo is gonna need a +1. Rick is ready, but we're gonna need a +1 for Leo. Leo listed. If you guys want to join Leo, join him. Join him. Join Lemon Roll on Coom Hammer. Even if it looks that simple. Even isn't simple to play in terms of pet controlling or rotation timings. Yeah, but it's really good. But it's very good. I don't know if it's that easy. Like, can it win? Yes. Does it take a lot of skill to play it? Yeah, probably. I'll say probably just because I'm not a demon main. I'll say probably just to coach my pets. But your pets are really, really good. You have, I think, some of the best pets as a pet class. They do a lot of damage by themselves. They don't usually spam kill command. With undeads, you need to like empower them before they do anything. As Demo, all your pets do good damage all the time. And I guess Tyrant buffs them too, but like your pets are effective all the time. As long as they can hit stuff. Alright. I'm gonna send you guys in Tiger's Peak. Imagine it's not that simple, but rewarding to learn, I can see. Yeah, it's really cool. I don't like the tier sets that much for Demonology Warlocks. I really just Warlock sets. I don't really like them that much. They are pretty strong, but I don't like the thematics of it. But they're good. Like, you have the, what Rick is playing is a Diablo's build, where he summons the Overlord, Chaos Mother, and Pit Lord. And when he uses Hand of Gul'dan, before those pets are summoned, he can create eyeballs. These fell eyes that hover above him. When he summons up one of those big demons, Overlord, Chaos Mother, or Pit Lord, with the Diablo's proc, those eyeballs fly at the target and explode for a lot of damage. So if you can get those Hand of Gul'dans, that could be a huge burst, but you can see he's not really getting that much value out of the tier set at the same time. He's getting some, but just not a lot of Hand of Gul'dan casting in PvP a lot of the times, unless you get like the Freedom Tomb. We summoned a lot of pets, unless the other dude, noticing such skill playstyle. Yeah, summon pets, AFK, other guy dies. Yeah. That's right. It definitely does look like that on the outside, right? On the outside, definitely looks that way. Got Elo, we got ourselves Insane. Not gonna be first up. It's gonna be Rick in the back. They're gonna put that guy last, and Holy Sai is gonna be first up. Goers, most likely maybe second-ish, but it's gonna be Mossfire versus Saya. Needs to be very, very careful with his opener. No Convoke Feral, immediate blessing and protection out of Saya. Mossfire may need to go for a bit of a defensive play here. Heart of the Wild, Wall, all those things are available. Want to make sure you're very, very careful with your cooldowns. Don't invest too many way too quickly. Trinketed that maybe a little too aggressively because that sets him up for another big go by Saya. Look at Saya just using the Hand of Freedom just to stay away from the Feral. Literally just skating away from the Feral. Feral being usually one of the more mobile classes, and somehow Saya found his skates. Just skating away from the guy. Shield of Vengeance for Mossfire may be one of those big cooldowns you gotta burn here for survivability. Wall, aside, try to see if you can layer in even more Dawnlight damage. Just try to keep Mossfire's health low, I think, this entire time. Cyclone stuns it, it's over. Yeah, if you can just keep his health low the entire time, lock him down to stun, unless you actually react as a druid and give yourself a proper reset, proper recovery. Maybe Heart of the Wild would be a good move there. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tough. Who's up next over for the team 2? Ooh, a Shadow Priest. Curdy, hey. Look at this guy. Hold on, dude. Hey, I actually like the whole undead with the cool Tyrion set. Piratey hat, riding an eel, dude. He literally looks like an undead sailor riding an eel. It looks so good. What is this setup you got going on? What is this got going on? Just spamming holy over and over. What is that? Is that just to keep himself healed or something? That is so unusual. I don't think I've ever seen Shadow Priest start with that. Stun, full Void Torrent, full damage is available. Playing the Archon build, so he's not a Void Weaver. He is Archon. He's going to take a lot of damage from Saya, but he's got Dawnlight. Fear is still available in case he needs to. Gonna summon up a pet. There's gonna be potentially lots of damage. Shadow Crash onto Saya. Silence to follow. He needs to land those Mindflay Insanities while Saya is out in the open, and that will give him a ton of burst damage. He banked up a bunch of those halos, and if you can get a couple of those Devouring Plagues onto Saya, that could be potential loads of damage as well. Shadow Crash around the corner. Big Flays too. Banked up Flays doing a lot. Blessing of Satan gets Saya free out of the field pretty quickly. Trick it out for Curdy. Saya trying to keep the pressure rolling in with a lay on hands. Curdy may be looking for a disperse here potentially. Just trying to see if he can get away from Saya as best as possible, but Saya's got so much range. You can't really stop a lot of the damage. Double DP onto Saya. That's going to do a lot of damage to him over time. Curdy with a disperse. Stun onto Saya. Just looking to back the hell out of the way. He's got some cooldowns coming up very, very soon, potentially. Halo together with Dark Archangel, together with potentially a, what is the other one? The, Rift? Let's see how to fade for that stun. That's unfortunate. Torrent, that's what I meant. Torrent. Potentially could be really, really good. Silence on the Saya. Got himself a Scythe to slow down Saya's approach. Saya is going to be rushing at him. Cut out in the open. Curdy will need some kind of healing here. Every kind of heals he can get. Trick it out for Saya last second. Curdy picking up a little bit of health last moment. Into a fear onto Saya. Second fear right after. But I think it's down. Yep, down for the count. And Saya's still a bubble in the back pocket. Curdy, great plays, but it is a Paladino. Not much you can do against it as a Shadow Priest, I think. Not much you can do. Too many tools with Paladin, dot bubbles, etc. It is a lot of tools. That's true. That's true. That's true. But apparently Paladins want more. That's why they locked down the Paladin Discord saying more buffs. But I'm pretty sure Red Paladin is like the most played spec in like solo shuffles, right? Not even the most played melee, just the most played, not even the most played class, the most played spec. Like wildly above everybody else. And they're just like, more buffs. We're already the most popular pick. Just more buffs to Blizzard. Come on. Why can't I just one shot of the classes as a Paladin? I should be allowed to. It's like, Blizzard, come on, dude. Oh, touch of death though. Yeah, bubble was down. I guess everything was down. There's just not much you could do. Quick connect, quick touch. Put the man to sleep. I do want Blizzard to like take a look at it. Oh, you see everybody playing one class? Like, okay, that's fine. How about we buff everybody else that isn't on that like on that level so we get more variety? I think variety is the best spice of life. And for WoW in particular, variety of class picks, what's good, what is playable, I think is the best, dude. When everything is viable instead of just one spec that's like the strongest. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be super, super fun. Go Airs, try to see if you catch up to Lemon real quickly. It's going to be a root around the corner. This gives Goers an opportunity to at least establish some damage. Little fort, a little itty bitty fort just to get himself some line of sight. Lemon trying to avoid any dot pressure from Goers. He's still going to get this. Oh, VE, VE, VE. You're still going to get VE in there. Oh, so did you just cast Fear? I think he casted Fear a little early. Maybe. Or... no, it wasn't him casting Fear a little early. It was like a second image of him. Dodging that leg sweep though. Going under the leg sweep with a quick fade. Dude, I like that. Hey, ducking under the leg. That's so good. Goer still taking a lot of damage though. Try to go for a heal. Disperse does good. Interrupted on Holy, but not on Shadow. Gives him an opportunity to go for a little bit of that defense. Got himself Zuen in play very, very soon. So for Lemon, this could be a lot of damage. Goer, does he have an answer? Fear? Has a second Fear in case Lemon runs back to him. Will not be able to run back to him. Void Torrent, not going to want to run at him. Is going to go for a bit of healing. Diffuse is available in case he wants to use it. Shadow Crash connects, I'm pretty sure. One of the tentacles attaches to Lemon, doing a decent bit of damage. Got himself a port. Trying to see if he can get out of there. Goers, I don't think he has a stun or anything to really shut down Lemon. Fear is available very, very soon. Mind Flay does get interrupted. Does stop the burst of Lemon down. Karma to reverse the damage back on him. Stun right after. Goers with the Fear very, very soon. Is going to Fear before he casts in. Does break out of it. Trinket to follow. Second Fear does not connect. Walked away from that second faded image of Goers that was going to go for another Fear. But Lemon, super low in health. Does have Diffuse. Does have Zuen. But he doesn't have anything to combo that Zuen with anything else. It could just be a natty Zuen with a leg sweep. Maybe that'll be okay. Leg sweep Zuen is going to have to go for it. Goers, does he have an answer here? Diffuse, fade, ages for a second. And Lemon does get rooted, unfortunately. Goers is going to go for a bit of a healing. Void Torrent, Lemon has nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. DP, I think it's over. ViFi, barely alive, out the front of the tentacle, but does go down. Oh, that is so rough. With Siona charging out versus Goers. Try to see if you catch up to him. Does that happen to see Shadow Priest and Monks? Yo, same. Shadow Priest in particular. Obviously, enjoy watching some Shadow Priest play because they're really, really fun looking. This is going to be Void Torrent. Second Fear onto Siona? No, not going to happen. I think you could actually fear that second image of Goers by the looks of it. I think that's what happened. It looked like the image was like shivering. But Goers trying to see if he can avoid Siona as best as possible. Shadow Crusher on the corner. Does have the Siphon to slow down Siona, unfortunately. And Goers trying to see if he can get himself an angle. Halo is going to prime him. Siona is the Void Viewer build, so they're playing around the Rift ability, or Torrent rather. They are definitely going to get himself a Torrent for a big Rift. But for Goers, he's playing around Halo, and he's got himself big Halo, big potential damage. Siona could be under a lot of trouble. Those Mind Flame Insanities are just melting right through you. Every single one big Insanity just absolutely drains you. Siona having to go for a Disperse here. Do you have any follow-up damage? Potentially, if you can close the gap here into a big Rift onto Goers. Stun. Into maybe a Torrent. Into maybe a Fear. Try to go for a Fear, but a fade out for Goers, unfortunately. Still, the Rift is in play. Siona does go in for full damage. That Rift is going to hit Goers for a decent bit of damage, but not as much as they could, especially if you can't load up the Rift. And I feel like a Shadow Priest when you play a Rift once you get the tier, you really need that like Rift, Fear, and Mind Blast to build up the Rift. But it looks like Goers with his own big Cascade Volley of Void is able to take it. Unfortunate, but does end up coming out on top. With Malevolent going to be up next. Does Malevolent? I was going to say, does Malevolent give him a chance to recover some health? But it looks like he's not going to go for it. Goers is going to have to play around the Disperse. Root onto Malevolent. Blaze-Storm with a Disperse right after. Able to at least waddle away from the guy. Running out of it with an Aegis too. Maybe if you could fade a CC from Malevolent, you might be okay. I don't even know how this man blinked over to your side of the arena just now. To your side of the pillar. That is kind of wild looking. It's literally like blinking, nudging right next to you the entire time. What is this Blizz? Does end up taking down the Shadow Priest, unfortunately. Unfortunate for Malevolent, unfortunately for Goers, but it's going to be a Rogue up next. For Malevolent, he does have 3 to get through. Aloe, Insane, which is the Rogue playing right now, and Rick. Instant Trinket, instant Disarm on the Outlaw with a Blind to reverse it onto Insane. He was trying to see if he can get himself a reset, cheap shot yet again. As long as he can get himself those crack shot resets, and as long as he can get those tail coin flips, he'll probably is going to be pretty good. Evasion for a dive with the sword, so it's going to be both of them bunkering down. Killing spree, but he's kind of just shooting the gun in every direction, nowhere near Malevolent, unfortunately. It's almost like a Rogue's version of Bladestorm, except for just firing the gun in every direction. Demolish does end up doing damage. I think it was advantage for Insane trying to get away from it. I don't know if that final hit of Demolish connected or not. I don't know if you put a debuff on the guy. That's a lot of damage for the rogue, though. Malevolent under a lot of trouble. Picking up a little bit of health. Blazer, but he needs some kind of a heal. Some kind of a CC onto Insane. He needs some kind of CC. Oh, I think it was a pistol at the end there. He's got a little crack shot at the end there. Let's get himself a kill. By the looks of it. Gara's picking up 2. Well done, well done. Also, Pally picking up 2. Well done, well done. Let's get ourselves another one going, boys, yeah? Uno más, uno más. Get ourselves one more in here. Let's see if I can find those charge chat for the most popular classes in the ladder right now. You know what I mean? Let me see. Drustvar. Let's see. Leaderboards? No, not leaderboards. It is... Is it activity? Stats. There we go. Statistics. Oh, it doesn't even throw solos. Wait, it does show solos as well. I'm done. Yep, paladins. Just red pally and then holy pally right behind them. So it's like when you see this and you're like, dude, you got feral druids here, you got subtle to rogue here, you got paladin up here. It's like, can we make this bar a little more equal, Blizzard? There's some, like, if somebody were to look at it and be like, it seems like a little bit of favoritism. And you might be like, oh, Dal, that's just like solo shuffle, right? That's like random whatever. Who cares about solo? Look at the real arena where ratings actually matter. Okay. Oh, holy pally is the top. The red pally is actually not as high. So I guess it would be fair to say that in comp-based games, their pally is not insane, although it is still like the highest of melee. Though not by much, not as much though. Decent enough distribution at the very least. I don't know if you can see it. Decent enough distribution at the very least. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of paladins out and about, if anything. And in solo shuffle, definitely a lot of red. Definitely a lot of red. Like a lot of red. Like a lot of red. Like this is like 29 to 13. If it's 13-13, I see no problem with it. 29 to 13, 30% of population is just red on EU and NA. We get that bar a little more even. You know what I mean? The more variety we can have, the better, boys. Ready and ready. Oh, looking for one spot. Hold on. Rick needs one more. If you guys want to join, Rick, you got a spot real quick. We'll probably do a last one for the night, boys, because I do gotta get some food. I do want to be making some food. I'm gonna be making some burgers tonight. I got myself. I've been really into this whole thing of like making food and like not really like making like normal food, but like making like Taco Bell menu food. And from there, I'm just expanding my horizons. But I was really like, I really want a crunch wrap, but I really don't want to go to Taco Bell. And fast food nowadays is not as cheap as it used to be. I wonder if it's cheaper to make a crunch wrap at home. And yeah, much cheaper. And I was like, oh, okay. What do I need? And there's a whole YouTube channel, a series of YouTube videos of people that used to work at Taco Bell sharing secrets of how Taco Bell makes their food. And you can literally mimic it pretty easily. And it's a lot of it is really easy to put together. Really, really easy. To the point where it's like a science of it. Where you get the beef exactly as they do it, cheese more or less exactly as they do it. It's all about finding the actual like tocino wraps, right? The wraps themselves are a little different. Turns out for crunch wrap, you basically need to get like a big ass burrito wrap, and that'll make a huge crunch wrap. You just gotta make them size. And usually it's also really hard to get in the store normally, but the larger the better. And like crunch wrap at home tastes the same. In some cases, it can taste better because you can use fresh ingredients and really pack them. Like, I had a crunch wrap from Taco Bell. It's like flat, like really flat. And when I make them at home, they're like packed. It's actually so nice, dude. Actually, so nice. And I also started expanding from like Taco Bell menu, chalupas I could do, crunch wraps I could do, basic tacos, burritos, things like that. And I was like, what about a smash burger? I haven't had a burger at home in a while. What about a smash burger? And smash burgers turns out to be insanely easy. I even got myself one of those like presses the Smash Burger. I wanted to try it out. Haven't I haven't been able to so far. But tonight I thought I'll make some groceries. I'll make some Smash Burgers. Bangers, bro, seriously. Those actually have been going really good, Chris. And then Blizzard decided to disconnect us from EU for a while, and then we're back to business. What arena do I want to send you guys into? Sooner than a Grand. I think the Grand is a fine arena. The Grand is a fine arena. A grand arena, some may say. A grand arena. I don't know why I'm sounding like one of the Oblivion NPCs. Here we go. But yeah, Smash Burgers tonight, chat. I'm actually gonna be making them. I got Alanara today, finally. What's Alanara? Alanira? What's Alanira? Looks so cool. Link it. You can see what it looks like. But yeah, the more variety we can have for classes, the better. But yeah, after this, I'll be going and making food, chat. So this will be the last one for the night, and I'm gonna make some banger food. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I haven't eaten much today, so I'm gonna be hungry and excited. That's gonna be a great combo. Switch. Ooh, Carda, the arcane mage. Yo, look at this. What is this like humble looking set? What is this humble looking set going on here? What is these pieces? This guy, I feel like, is either gonna walk in and do some big slapper jam or damage, or I don't really know. Nova's. He saw Mossfire through stealth. Unless Mossfire was not stealth, it looked like he blinked on top of him. Nobody immediately. Insta burst. Mossfire is a boomkin this time around. Mad damage. Mossfire. Burskin tried to see if he can go for Incarnation. As much mad damage as he can, but that Phoenix is blasting, continuing to spam damage at him. Got us a big shift in power. Should be able to go for big barrages to you in a little bit. That should be some massive barrage damage. Only scales up by 5% now. So not nearly as huge as it used to be. Big missiles, barrages with a huge execute, meteors coming down. Is it enough though? It does have enough damage. I love how you blinked and insta stopped him, insta got him out. Oh, Cheshire Griffin. Oh, that thing I saw earlier. Yeah, okay. I don't know the name of the Griffin, but yeah, Cheshire Griffin, I know exactly what you're talking about. I still gotta get mine, man. I haven't farmed for it at all. I need to at some point just sit and farm. I need to do Delves and Dornagal. That's what I need to do on my oath, man. Anytime there's a Delve with Dornagal, because you can get it from Delve enemies in Dornagal. I just hate those Delves because they're really long, except for Fungal Folly. Karma up with the Cardath. I don't know if he's going to be able to live it. Try to see if he can fight through it, but looks like Karma was able to reverse it. A lemon roll does end up taking him out. The Arcane Mage strikes, but they get stricken back right after, which is unfortunate. Yeah, that bird looks pretty, dude. I still got to get myself one. I still got to go farm myself one of those. Maybe when the season quiets down a bit. Definitely before the expansion is over, I gotta get myself one. Big Condi out for Lemon, but it looks like Insane's not giving him much of a breather. Just continue to pistol shot him. Trinkets out of the in cap. Lemon with a big forward break just to get himself a little bit more health. Evasion out for the rogue. Slice and wins. I don't think that he's gonna connect. You need to grapple over. Yeah, if you can grapple over mid-kill spree, you can still keep that damage rolling in. Got him some pistols, so he's got himself at least a little bit of damage. Lemon, try to see if he can back up out of there. Try to see if he gets some pressure. Gouged by the rogue. Lexi to follow. Is this enough? No, he retreats. He retreats off of the Lexi. Oh, and Insane taking him out. Don't retreat from an outlaw rogue. You won't be able to run. You won't be able to hide. They're just way too mobile. You gotta like turn around and like face them. Face your fears. They're just a rogue, man. They're just a rogue. Although Curdy though got himself a decent setup here with the Holy Novas. Potentially could get the rogue out in the open. Rogue got himself decent buffs. At least one of them. What is that? Coin? So go to the coin flipping though. Oh, those coins all at once though. All at once though. Dark Ascension by Curdy though. Got him some big damage. It's going to be an attempt to interrupt by Insane. Still has a Cloak of Shadows, so if things ever get rough, you could potentially go for a cloak. Get a shot into Curdy. Got him some potentially decent damage. Picking up a lot of healing from the Warlock Hellstone. Mindful Insanity. If you can kick it, that would be great. But if you can't, Cloak of Shadows could be huge. Does burn a Cloak of Shadows. Do you have any damage to follow up right here? Because after Cloak, you might actually be exposed. Because Curdy got a Fear coming up very, very soon. There's going to be a cheap shot. Got him some Mind Flays. Fear, you can technically shrink it. Unless you only use Undead Racial a little early. Won't be able to then. Void Torrent, unless you can run away. Try to see if you can maximum yourself the range. The max range play to escape actually might be what he needed. Curdy trying to see if he can mount up. He's out of combat. Maybe a sap. Cheap shot instead. got himself a proper opener, a drone rush still in play, blind to follow, man's looking for an escape, grapples over in play. He's trying to play out to that range, dude. The slippery outlaw road just screaming around here. He does have kill spree backup and available. As long as you don't get feared or stunned on the spree, you will be good. Magefoot is also available, by the way. Yeah, Magefoot is allowed. If you have a mage in your team, Magefoot is allowed. Try to see him get himself an opener. Stun. Eyes are available, though. Does get stunned up. Fear is going to happen. You know, fear is going to happen. Cheap shot. Do you kill spree? You got to remember, there's going to be fear. Now you're free to kill spree, technically. Try to go for a kick, unfortunately unable to. Second fear is going to be unfortunate, still has kill spree. Evasion is going to give you damage reduction, so this is a massive advantage to break out of the cast for a moment. Kill spree right after, doing a lot of damage. Fade for a second, stops it for a moment, but just for a moment. The rogue got himself a little bit of damage. Insanity is still in play. Trying to go for a kick, does not connect, unfortunately. Cannot stun the guy, maybe stun him now. I don't know if he has a DR. Stuns him, Shadow Crash, back it up out of there. I don't know if maybe escape is the play. Maybe stunning him, staying in would have been it. Gouge for a second. I don't know if he's got any healing. I don't know if the rogue got anything to live here. Yeah, does get taken out. It was an opportunity. Goer's charging in. Priest versus Priest violence up and out right now. Stun. Curdy immediately with a Void Torrent. Both are Archon Priest. Stun into Goer's full burst. It's going to be all those tentacles, all those pets. Goer's taking a lot of damage. Fade for Curdy for a second. Fear onto Goer's. Halo right after. Should give him big insanities. He's got a Void Torrent of his own. Curdy has that health advantage. Has himself all that damage primed really early. Goer's got himself plenty of damage too, but Goer's just melted. Curdy just absolutely beamed him down. With Saya and Rick as the last two left over for that team one. Which one is it going to be? It looks like it's going to be Saya. Curdy, last time playing against Saya, was not a great matchup for him, unfortunately. He was in stealth. I don't know who him. Oh, we couldn't even see. I thought he was out of stealth for a second. Yeah, that's might be Johnny. I honestly, to me, it looked like he was out of stealth, but I can see them. You guys can't. So yeah, like would like super if he's in stealth. Yeah, I didn't see if he vanished as you like to reflect them. I didn't know. But yeah, that would make sense. That would explain it, actually. That would explain it fully. I thought you just walked away from him. Then again, you weren't like no help whatsoever. So like, I don't blame anyone for just walking away in that situation either. Disperse out for Curdy. Saya just layering down the Dawn Lights onto Curdy. Man is in a bit of a weird spot. Fiora to Saya. Does get a Shadow Crash. Halo, full burst is potentially available here. As long as his Halos connect with Saya, that could be a lot of devouring plague damage. He does needs to make sure those Halos are in line of sight of Saya, because they are going to be hitting him from every angle. Does himself Shadow Crash, just lobbed it like a grenade. Stun onto Curdy. Does he have himself the procs? Play Insanity from a distance. Silence on the side with a stun, but a Dawn Light unfortunately does take him. With Siona, unfortunately Siona is going to be up next. As a Shadow Priest versus a Red Pally, I just don't know what you could really do in that situation. But he's backing away. Letting Saya get a full honor dose has been really honorable. Whether Siona wins this or loses, they are an honorable priest at the very bare minimum. Letting Saya get a full recovery like that is awesome. Love seeing it, man. Love seeing it. Is going to be a stun. For Siona, I think he is still, yeah, Void Weaver, so he's got himself full rift. Unfortunately, that is a full blessing of, why am I drawing a blank here? Sanctuary? No. Spell Warden. Why was I drawing a blank for that? Spell Warden. Why was I drawing a blank on that? I'm annoyed with myself now. Gonna be a bit of that, now I'm drawing another blank. Desperate prayer for Siona, giving him a bit more help to work with. Now I can go for a proper VE. Definitely used to use VE, but even if with the VE, I don't think that kind of damage, I don't think we're gonna be able to heal through that type of damage. That is so rough. You definitely gotta get those rifts around the corner and like just chill behind the pillar. Let the rifts melt Saya, right? Poke out, couple of DPs. Definitely you gotta get those procs from Mind Blast too if you have any, because that will only empower the rift even further. But yeah, it is tough, man. I feel like the Shadow Priest tier set is weird because you basically got to stay out in the open and get a couple of those Void Blasts in. You need to get those Void Blasts in to empower that rift further to really get a lot of value. But if you can't do that, it's a little tough. Maybe just doesn't even have tier set either. Gonna be Malevolent, having to fight into a bubble, parry or after, just try to see if you can live it. Rallying Cry to follow, does not have a trinket anymore. The only thing he can do in this situation is try to see if he can reflect a Sahaj back into Saya, but I don't think he's gonna be able to. I think Saya, yeah, with the final hammer, taking it. The Paladin dominance lives on. Oh, the Curdy got some mad damage out there. when he was out and about, nothing can beat a paladin. At least not for the moment, boys. Alright, well with that, chat, we're done for the night. Thank you all so much for coming by, boys. I appreciate you, EU. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tomorrow, we are going to be dueling duels over in the NA region. Maybe there'll be an early stream if Blizzard will have a panel for any of the class changes. At the very least, we are having EU or NA duels tomorrow. So, hope you guys will enjoy those. I'll see you guys then. I'm going to go get myself some food. Gonna be making food myself, so hopefully you guys enjoy. Yeah, thank you all for coming by. I appreciate you. I'll catch you guys next stream. Alright, boys? Peace.